Oh, yeah. I didn't do that Twitter thing, so I'm not going live on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me remove the Twitter thing. Save the changes. And I think we're live for 19 seconds now. Okay. So let's do the intro.
Yeah.
The following program falls within the listed fair use categories. This program includes reviews and critiques of various products, movies, and works of art, incorporates humorous and satirical content, features clips and content used for reporting current events, and uses content for educational purposes. It is designed to be transformative, providing original commentary, critique, and educational value, and does not negatively impact the market for the original works.
What I mean is, can you be scary? Oh! What do you think of this?
Played on screen.
Let's talk about blockbuster movie news, indie films that you can use, wacky games and lightning round. Can you guess the secret sound? Wrestling stars before our eyes, comic book promo ties. Whammy makes a stage, but who will show? Nobody knows. Time to shine, ready to go. It's Super Sunday. Sunday. Wrap up. That's what we're talking about. It's Super Sunday. Wrap up. That's what we're talking about. It's Super Sunday. Wrap up. Wrap up. That's what we're talking about.
I've got one that can see.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's a big Sunday. It's a big show. And today we got with us Bob the Goon. Bob, how is your
Yes.
weekend going?
It's going pretty good. I gotta say, I love the disclaimer at the beginning. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very nice.
Well,
Hopefully
I
that'll solve all the problems.
don't know if it'll solve all the problems, but we do have a new scroll at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but it also covers a little bit of what's going on there. This week, I was telling Bob earlier that I was unvalidated by YouTube. Apparently, I violated some of their copyright rules. When I was doing criticisms, parodies, and satire and news reporting and educating people on the things that happen, which I believe falls under their fair use. So I'm having to get revalidated by creating a positive history on YouTube, which my several years of being on YouTube is now kaput. So
Absolutely insane that you get unvalidated for us showing clips and talking about, wrestling results, yet not one thing for any of the out-of-pocket shit that I say every now and then. Like, that's okay, but it's just the clips that we're transforming and talking about that's no good.
Yes, it's the commentary, the criticism, the parody, and the satire, I believe, is and the education that happens to be doing it this time around. Breakfast Bears. But, yeah, there's that. And, well, I see Warren just woke up, according to his thumbnail there. Good morning, Warren. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Yeah, can't complain.
Shit, Warren, you sound alive and well this early.
Yeah. The shock.
I am in shock.
You kind of come in halfway through the show and go like, I was drinking.
It's just one of those. I just had like a good amount of sleep, and this was having my alarm go off, and yeah, I'm good.
Those B12 injections are working out really well.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, yeah, guys, a little bit of a smaller show this week. I mean, but it's still packed. Let me see if I can share with you the screen here. Lots of stuff on the wheel today.
Look at all this.
We had the Acolyte in this week. We had the boys in this week. So if you guys want to talk about that, you're more than welcome to do so. We got the return of Florida Man for those who are interested. We got Florida Man going. New Stunning Adventures comes out this week, so I got a little bit of a promo for that. Also, Dynamo is continuing to smash bi-weekly. And we got 3 whammies on the wheels. So we also going to do what's in the theaters and what's on DVD. Let's talk a little bit about these whammies and how they work, because we figured that out, guys. The whammy structure works as follows. The first whammy, we lose a promo, and I'm not going to decide which promos. It's going to be up to the guys here what we lose. The second whammy, we lose a game. Now, there's 2 games on the wheel right now. We got Gardic Phone and we got Florida Man. So, again, I'm not going to be the one who decides what goes. It's going to be you guys. Or possibly we should let the comments decide what's going on.
Ooh.
And the third whammy we lose is going to be a topic. So one of the topics that is on the wheel, which we land on the whammy, is going to go bye-bye, maybe possibly for next week. So it may become a deal where one topic gets punted for like a month or something like that, which could be amusing, you know. But we'll see how that works out. What do you think, guys? Is that going to be a good way of doing it?
I think that works. I think that works very well.
Howdy do, Brian. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in this world of ours. So, yeah, I think the whammies are going to work out. I think the whole thing is going to work out. But I'm getting hungry thinking about Warren's music. So, let's spin this wheel, guys.
Wheel of topics for today. Wheel of topics here to stay. Wheel of topics make my day. Wheel of topics Super Sunday. Now it's time to spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Let's give this a good old-fashioned spin.
Yeah, spin the wheel. No whammy off the rip. And
you know, we don't have enough people to play Gardic Phone, do we?
With 2 people, I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. So.
Okay. So should we? Yeah, let's leave it on. We'll just give it another spin because that's not going to work out too well, unless somebody else wakes up.
Coming to theaters.
You know who's coming to theaters? I'll tell you who's coming to theaters. It's Charles. Charles is coming to theaters.
Hi.
Charles. Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Charles.
I slept a little late, but I'm okay now.
Hey,
Well, that's
Charles.
okay. You had a big night.
Sure. I've got music.
Yes. And apparently a 1990 sitcom is what you got. Is that working out well for you, Charles?
Well, working out well. I think it's funny. It's perfect. It's glorious. I feel like I'm going back to middle school or something.
There you go. Yeah. It's meant to be a callback is what that was. So,
Yeah, it feels like Saved by the Bell-ish. I like it.
Yeah. But we spun the wheel, and we're going to find out what's showing at the movies.
Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies. Roll them trailers, Joe. Buy that popcorn popping with a fizzy soda splash.
So yeah, we've got a few movies happening this week that are coming out to theaters, just a couple, and we'll throw that in there. And by the way, we are this portion of the program falls within the listed fair use categories, including commentary and criticism, parody and satire, news reporting and education.
I'm dying to ask why that crawl is on there, but
oh man,
I got unvalidated by YouTube this week. Apparently, they were tired of my posting clips of things and whatnot. So
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're unvalidated, you can't post as many shorts, as many videos, do as many live streams, or monetize. So without being re-validated.
Yes.
I have to say who I am, give them my information once again, and prove that I have a positive history in making good videos that follow. And I went through some kind of training too, like some sort of corporate PR thing. You know.
What about people that abuse the copyright system? Do they have to prove that they're not sketchy bastards?
No. See, here's the thing you don't understand about rules and the laws. They only apply to those who abide by them. And law enforcement is basically just punishment. Okay, there's nothing protecting or serving about law enforcement. They're not there to stop somebody from doing something to you. Okay. You can be absolutely within your right at a crosswalk, but if a car runs through there, a red light, you're still going to be just as dead. So,
That's true.
Little too harsh was that there, Charles?
Nice thing to hear first thing in the morning. That's all.
Oh, grab a cup of coffee, man. We're going to go strong on this one with the satire.
Yeah.
Of course, these are the jokes, folks. This is the parody portion of the program.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's free. That's right. No one's getting paid. But yeah. But Twister is out.
Twisters.
That's right. Yeah, I remember those twins.
Yeah.
So a retired tornado chaser and meteorologist is persuaded to return to Oklahoma to work with a new team and new technologies, guys.
Yawn.
Oh, sounds like what? Sounds like them folks doing crazy stuff. Because I know my people in the hood wouldn't go chasing no Twister. Well, that's for sure.
Not at all. Not at all.
They'd be chasing down Walmarts and Targets. That's for sure. Oh.
Where in the world is... Oh, my goodness.
Okay, we got a spammer in chat.
Yeah.
Wait, I got to get on the phone with my tribal chief.
Let me go to YouTube real quick. I think there's something that needs to be done over here at the YouTube. What do you think? Something need to be done?
Holy shit.
Nah, yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for freedom of speech.
It's interactivity.
No, it's one-sided is what it is.
Is this what happens when you get unvalidated?
Oh. Yeah.
Like, he's still going.
I know.
Damn you, John Smith. Well, while you're doing that,
let's see.
While John Smith is
talking
to us about the tribal chief.
I don't know if this is...
Twisters is a spiritual sequel to, or it's sort of in the same universe, but they don't really mention that much from the 1996 original. And it did pretty strong on Thursday night, the first shows.
Yeah.
The premiere night, it made 10 million that night, and it's looking to make around 60 or more this weekend.
Not bad.
Which
Not
is
bad at all.
good enough for first, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. I would think so.
Where was I? Too many browsers.
Not much it was really going up against, was it, Charles?
No, and last week the surprise in the top 3 was Long Legs, which that brought in 22 million, which is pretty strong for an independent horror movie.
Sure.
And that looks like it's going to make around 11 million. So it didn't even drop that hard. It only got cut in half essentially for this upcoming weekend. So yeah, it's Twisters to win.
Twisters to win. How do you think Crossing is going to do?
Who?
Maya, a retired teacher, has promised to find her long-lost niece, Tekla.
Okay.
Her search takes her to Istanbul, where she meets Evrim, a lawyer fighting for trans rights, and Tekla starts to feel closer than ever.
Wow.
You think this is going to do anything for Twister?
I think it's gonna boost Twisters because, I think I threw up just reading that. This is me though.
Yeah, it
No,
doesn't
it's a coming of age story.
Yeah, coming of morons.
Age of coming.
First of all, if they even dare to bring that to Istanbul, they'd get their hands chopped off or something like that. But
yeah, they were looking for Constantinople.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I hope
Yeah,
this. I hope this was really low budget because I don't think it's going to make too much.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't know if it's gonna get
We
much
may need to increase the parity because I don't think we're doing much education on this one.
No.
Yeah,
No,
this
if
looks
you
like
want
Find me
education,
15
I'd just
theaters
watch
it's
it.
in, and then I'll.
This looks like something that should be on like TLC or something like that, or like not a movie theater.
Nico says, "Yeah, I totally feel my interest twisting into Miss Me with that ish."
Yes.
Exactly, Neo.
Absolutely.
You hit it right on the nail.
Hmm.
Definitely not wrecked, folks. Don't watch this movie. Yep.
Well, what about Widow Click what?
Click what?
That's what I said.
Siliquat.
Click what?
Click what? Click what?
Siliquat, right?
What?
Siliquat?
Siliquat?
It might be
Click
French. Is that T silent?
Oh,
Maybe. Yeah.
Who knows French?
Soliloquy? I don't know.
I know. Homage.
Cliquois? Cliquot? I do.
Irreversible.
Where's
If you
Cole?
know French in the comments, try to spell it out phonetically, and we'll butcher that too. The story behind it's a name.
Oh.
The Vieuve Cliquot Champagne family and business that began in the late 18th. Oh, the blockbusters are out this week.
Yo,
that's what it is.
People are going to put their cell phones away for this one.
I mean,
or keep them up and start pirating. But don't do that, folks. We don't encourage that.
No, that's that's been reported in the news, of course.
Yes, yes.
The
commentary
it's crazy
portion.
that these last two movies are both like rated like a 7.5 was the last one, and now this is a 7.7. Who's reviewing these movies?
But look, the number's 83. Everyone who's watched it has reviewed it.
Yeah.
This doesn't like this. I mean,
But the
she doesn't look that bad.
Popularity, it's 3,734th out of 1,521. What is that second number?
I don't know. It's just I know it's bigger than the numbers I posted on IMDb with my projects.
I think that second number means it's down 1,521 spots.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say,
it looks like it's on a downward trend.
It's 2,200 lower than the top 1,500.
That's Way to make the news.
We have
know?
fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's in theaters this week.
That's what's in theaters this
Twisters
week.
to lose.
Oh my god! Yeah, Twister. I guess is just gonna win out everything. What a great release window they picked because there's fucking nothing.
Well,
nothing going on.
They got to make their money this week because next week is Wolverine.
Yeah,
Is it next week?
You know what else came out this week? It was Gray to the show. That is.
Yeah, I had a dog issue this morning. Thanks for allowing me to be here. Sorry I'm so late.
Gray?
Well, if you're late, then I must be earlier on at other days.
Yeah, I mean, normally you're on black time, but like now you showed up at the white people time.
Wow. Satire.
Well, thank you.
Yes, that's satire. That is satire. I swear.
Yes, Ray, we had an interesting development this week. You were too busy with the dogs, but I'll catch you up on this. On YouTube, I was what was the word I used, guys?
Unvalidated.
Unvalidated, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm no longer valid on YouTube, which means that I can't do as many longer things, as many shorts. I can't post as many times a week or a day as other people do. I can't get monetized. And it's because they claim that I'm abusing the copyrights.
I bet it's that Rosales comics commercials you keep posting.
I think it's just they don't believe that you're so prolific that you can create so much. It's tough when that happens.
Well, we do show some things that people pay for. They at least per view, and these people get angry about people commenting about that. Oh, Santa says I'm abusing the copyright, is why I'm on the naughty list.
Somebody get Universal on the phone.
Yeah. However, we do include commentary and criticism, parody, and satire during our news reporting and education.
Indeed.
So, at this point, we try to stay within the listed uses of fair use. So.
I would say it gets transcended enough to be up for debate at least.
Ho ho.
Don't kiss his ass, Gray. You're still
I'm a big fan, man. Ever since I was a kid.
You're not real. You're not real, Santa. Okay?
I'm trying to milk the system.
I had a big fan once, but it never worked during blackout.
Never delivered to me.
You're on the naughty list. We are on the naughty list is what's going on. So we have to rebuild our positive history is what we got to do. We've got to rebuild positive history, doing nice things like including commentary and criticism, parody and satire. Yeah, this joke is going to go all the way through, guys.
Ooh.
Wait, does that mean that I didn't miss promo time? We still have
promo time. You have not missed, but you might. You might. We have new rules, guys, for those showing up late. The whammy structure is as follows. First whammy, we lose a promo. Second whammy, we lose a game. Third whammy, we lose a topic.
We're not going to lose a promo.
Gray, I think you just decided that you are going to be the one who chooses the promo during the whammy. So the first whammy, Gray will choose which.
Wow. I have to Sophie's choice it.
And then let's see, Charles.
Huh?
Why don't you take the game? You can decide which game we lose.
Okay.
We've got two games on the list. One is Gardic Phone, which we now have enough people to play. And Florida Man is back.
Oh. It feels like there's no real choice here, but I'll leave that up to Charles.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
And Bob, you get to decide what gets punted to next week. Oh my goodness, Santa's one of those. All right.
What is happening?
Well, you've never been involved with Santa spamming?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, fair enough.
Listen, I really need to contact my local tribal chief.
Let me do this real quick. Bye, Santa.
Oh.
I embrace my naughty list.
Keep the coal coming, sir. I almost have enough for something.
Well, I like these additional rules you're coming up with. It's keeping this wheel fresh. Not only does it look fresh, but wow,
Indeed.
New rules.
I just want the little animated, whammy guy at the bottom. And up above and beyond.
If you wanted another reason to hate SteamYard, we can't do video overlays like that. Or animated GIF overlays.
I'm officially done with those guys.
So that's why you don't see those things. I would do it.
No, I was waning to begin with, and they haven't really been on top of things since.
I thought I just got rid of Santa. Oh, I do need a moderator.
He's magical. It's really
Pops,
hard to
you're
get
a
rid
moderator, aren't you? Maybe if you got a minute or two, or maybe who else wanted? Nico, do you want to be a moderator? See if you can break in through Santa and let us know. Let me try this again here.
I like that YouTube starts not acknowledging you, and it's time for mods to. Excuse me, not mods. Time for bots to run amok. That doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little weird, isn't it? Convenient timing, huh?
Like somebody
happens.
No, this never
It's a little
happened
convenient
before.
that during all those Santa messages, Bob didn't say anything.
And the Easter Bunny. Look at this. We now have the Easter Bunny.
What the fuck is happening in here? What is going on? Who's Scoops? I want to know what's going on now. Fuck Scoops. Fuck you, Easter Bunny. Fuck you, Santa. Tooth Fairy's probably next. Fuck that bitch, too.
Yeah. She did me dirty.
Oh, good. Oh, look at it. Thank you, Pops. Pops is on the ball this morning.
Yeah, Pops.
Pops, I do want to talk to you about putting us on the Madness Comic Book Network, but not while this mess is going on. This is
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody go to the Madness Comic Network. Pops, share a link and let everybody know where you're at, and they can go and bow to your glory since you're feeling mighty. All right, but let me come back over here.
Yes.
Let's stop talking about it, Gray. And let's spin the wheel.
No
Come
whammy.
on, promo time.
Oh.
Look at that. We've got some headlines to talk about. And
let's talk about it.
We won't be going into the nitty-gritty of the details of these headlines because, you don't want to do too much of somebody else's stuff. We don't want to infringe on their copyrights, for goodness sake. So we're just going to look at the headlines.
Who needs the facts when you have headlines? They're more dramatic than the truth. Just the headlines, that's all you need. That's better than calling this gossip.
I don't know if you guys know it or not, but Disney has a lot of stuff out there, and there was a leak apparently in Disneyland, if you will, and 100 terabytes or so, or something like that, of information came out, and all of a sudden,
just a little one.
According to Dextro, there's a massive archive of lost media from Disney and Cartoon Network online. We're not going to go into the articles because we don't abuse the copyrights here, and we don't share copyrighted stuff on our show without permission. So we're not going to tell you what's out there, but you can find it on your own if you are so inclined.
Man, dozens of pilots like that sounds kind of awesome.
By the way, go to youtube.com/Madness Comic Book Network to see what's going on. There's a whole lot of stuff happening there. So that's coming from Dextro, I believe. And also, there was some gaming stuff leaked out as well. All leaked characters for Disney's Dreamlight Valley. Whatever that might be. So
who's that in the front?
Damn.
There's a Timon and a Pumbaa.
There's a person walking in front of Lion King.
Wait, a character.
Nico says, "Do they have any good cuts of the sequel trilogy?"
No.
There are no good cuts of the sequel trilogy. So that was a trick question. Try to get us, Nico, didn't you?
They have the universally accepted cut, and it's just a black screen.
I'll be right back.
It's a slight improvement.
Oh, okay.
Warren says he'll be right back, and you say slight improvement. I don't think that was timed correctly.
I wasn't referring to Warren being gone, but I meant the black screen as opposed to watching the visuals. But fair enough. I'll take that.
And new Disney leaks reveal early look at Gravity Falls, Owl House, and plenty more. So there's a lot apparently in the Disney animation pipeline that they had not yet announced. So prepare for some surprises at San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, that's what's in the headlines is a lot of stuff about Disney. You guys hear about those Disney leaks?
I
didn't know
had heard nothing, but I like to keep myself in the unknown, just so that I can be fair and give you my first reaction here.
I agree with that. Is it part of that thing that happened with Microsoft on Thursday? No, it's something completely different.
Completely different.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it was a hacker group called Null Bulge, Null Null Bulge. Yeah, that kind of bulge.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is character assassination or accurate reporting, but the news is calling them a furry hacktivist group. Which I don't know why it's important to identify them as hacktivists.
Okay.
Or furries. Hacking's hacking. I don't know what.
Yeah. Like, so did they only release like stuff with like animals in it? Is that like based on most of the leaks? Is that why they're a furry hacktivist group? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know why it's important either.
All right.
I just make the jokes. That's all.
Satire.
Yeah.
Never go full null bulge. I knew Disney was full of shit. Was not aware their diaper was leaking. Love it.
Apparently they weren't either.
Yeah.
Sounds both perverted and pathetic. Yeah, you would be right.
It's a crossover demographic.
Yeah, at least they've got a second hobby. So the hacking is the second hobby, by the way. So. But yeah, they put it out there, and I'm guessing people who either no good lawyers or don't know anything about law is going through that and putting that stuff out there. I've seen some things that are supposed to be for Fortnite skins coming up.
Ooh.
And, some of them were like Family Guy or something like that. And I don't think you can trust everything you see out there at this point in time, which is why we're not calling it news, and just the headlines, because you're going to have to take it with a grain of salt. Everything you hear coming out as opposed to the leaks. The only way... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I don't suppose that they got any like juicy emails or anything like inter-office ones like how they did in the Sony leaks, did they?
Apparently they do have a lot of inter-office emails and employee information and employee ratings, apparently.
Do you know how many years of anti-Star Wars content I can make on a month's worth of emails?
And with the employee ratings, are they like you're rating another employee, or are you rating yourself? Self-evaluation, or
it's employee evaluation is what we're talking about.
1 out of 10.
I'm just wondering. Like I've worked at places where they made me like evaluate myself, or I've had others where they critiqued me quite hardly. I was just wondering. Hopefully these are the hard critiques, not self-critiques.
Mr. Gray, we really, really are impressed with your acumen with the business. However, is there any way that you can give yourself a foreign-sounding name or start tanning so that we can start promoting you?
We all have deal breakers.
How comfortable do you feel in a dress?
A little too comfortable.
We think that, then we may have a place for you up high. Beyond the glass ceiling, so we can look up the dress. Ooh. Of course, these are the parodies. These are the jokes. These are commentary as well, because, comedy has commentary in it, as well as satire. Jinkies, I think Gray has solved the issue.
The blinking kills me.
If there's something worth reporting, somebody is going to say, we can't show you this on the screen. However, it is listed in the documents that blank, 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 blank. The news has done this before. And so I haven't seen the news saying anything other than they've been hacked. On the other hand, Disney has admitted that they are looking for the leak.
Oh.
So they acknowledge that documents have been taken from them and placed somewhere on the interwebs.
Oh, boy.
Now, next week is going to be a great week for the internet scoopers, because some of the things that are being reported may be announced at Comic-Con, at which point their scoops will be validated, because the real source of information is going to come at Comic-Con for these types of things. Now, Nico says, I want to see the metrics on which they are being rated on. It's a hot or not system.
Old pageant rules.
It's kind of like a would you rather kind of things happening there. It's the way Facebook was initially built. It was originally meant to be a hot or not kind of thing.
FMK.
FMK. What is
F as in rhymes with truck. M as in
Mary,
and K as in still.
Oh, I don't get it.
Yeah, it.
3 options, you end up getting rid of one.
Yeah.
No, it's okay, Charles. You could say those words. We just can't show any clips of wrestling.
Well, I'm worried now with the.
Bob, do me a favor. Put that link in the private chat for that video you wanted me to start the show with.
Which one? I sent you like 10.
The pile driver.
Oh,
there can only be one.
Charles was doing his stream on Saturdays, which he does. He does live streams and he talks with his people. Is it Friday or Saturday? Which one was it?
It depends. There's nothing stapled down.
No, nothing stapled down. It's very loose, very open. And a conversation had come up to how drastic some horror movies can get. And it got to like Super 8 and the kind of movies that they represent. Mm-hmm. Some of them are up to snuff, if you know what I mean. That was a little on the nose, wasn't it? Okay, but
it's up to and including.
I told Charles that some of these independent wrestling shows and video clips are getting right there.
That's wild.
And so if you put the clip in the private chat, Charles can have a look at it. No?
Yeah, it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, you want to show him that?
Are we going to get in trouble? I don't want to get in trouble.
No, you're not going to get in trouble for seeing it.
Oh.
You're just going to have to show your reaction to it is all.
Oh, okay. I'm going to watch. I see.
Yeah, you watch it.
Hopefully
Nobody
nobody
else.
sees the reflection in your glasses. Because, if so, demonetized for funning.
Yeah, it's on Instagram, so it's not
It's there. I swear.
Okay. All right.
Not the kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
You won't get in trouble.
All right. I'm watching it. Looks like he's doing it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're already in trouble. We can't get in
Was
any
that
more
slowed
trouble
down?
than he is now.
They will. They will slow it down.
Oh. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Triple H does it slightly better, I think.
Yeah, he does it correctly. Gray, you have a look at it?
Sorry, I was just freaking out with the mute on, apparently. Oh, my God. Backyard bonks, indeed.
I love that Nico says, damn, these furries are really Machiavellian.
Oh. Dude, as somebody with spinal issues, it looks like the guy that got dropped is me. Like, there's no athletic, with all due respect to whoever it was that got dropped in their head.
I'm sure they're fine.
It's going to
saying you can relate.
But yeah, that's why I went with Beetlejuice in the intro.
Didn't realize there was a reason to that theme.
That poor guy got dropped in his head for 12 people.
We lost Bob. Look at that.
Well, you know what they say, commit to the bit. You perform like you're performing to thousands, just to those 12 people.
I can relate on so many levels. The dying in front of nobody, the door deal when nobody shows up. It's just all thing of.
Oh yeah, it's getting really bad out there. But and the horror scene is getting just as gruesome. There's a documentary on Prime that purportedly follows some people that are actually making snuff films and selling them. And whenever they get confronted, they're like, "Yeah, no, it's fake. We're just saying that to sell the DVDs." Apparently, these DVDs are supposed to have such a gruesome effects, if you will, that it's they couldn't do it on a budget that they have. Doing it with handy cams and at home equipment. So
I guess there's ways. Like Faces of Death is kind of half and half, but some of it is like news footage.
Yeah, but this is not news footage. This is a guy, takes girls out, and it's him. Takes girls out to the woods, and it winds up being one of these torture fest kind of things. And I haven't seen the documentary, so I haven't seen what footage that they feel that they are allowed to show, and I haven't gone out looking for them. But
yeah.
Is that a second reel, Bob?
Yeah, that's that other one. That poor girl.
One.
Yeah, Charles will.
All right, here we go.
This poor woman.
Oh, equal opportunity.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm not even gonna finish it. I'm not even gonna finish it.
It's so short. I think
it looks finished. It's a little better than the previous one, but not much.
I'm not a big fan of the spine stuff. That's for sure.
No, but it's educational.
There's
if you
a lot
look
of it.
down, there's no mat on top of the ring floor.
Oh,
and the ring floor is made of planks, which is what the rings are really made out of. There's no trampoline or anything like that. It's just wood planks that go across the and that's what makes the floor, literally the floor of the wrestling ring. All the shattered glass and everything else is incidental. That's not supposed to be there unless it's that kind of match.
Random nail just somewhere.
Yeah.
These people are nuts.
But we really went off headlines there for a second, didn't we?
Well, I mean, they're all headlines in a way.
Yeah. Did I just really laugh maniacally?
A little bit.
A little bit.
But hey, promo time. It's coming up.
Hang on a second. I need to shuffle this up so we can see where the boys is. Oh. What did I do?
You can't edit it. It's hidden.
I meant to do this. Nope. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. Yeah, now you can see the boys. Okay. There it is.
And round and round we go.
Come on, promo time.
Oh, no.
The garlicest of phones.
Oh. Were we supposed to lose that?
I don't want whammies.
I mean, it depends.
Let me do that real quick. And then, because we now have an abundance of whammies, let's take the game whammy away.
Yay.
Okay. So we've eliminated the game whammy. But there's still a whammy for promos and a whammy for topics.
You know, it was just a press your luck joke I made a couple weeks back. We could just abort this idea.
Well, we're kind of committed to that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, get the cartoon, and then we're committed.
All right, so let me put this here. There's that, and then where is it?
Commercial.
Let's do this while we're getting set up here.
Garlic phone. Garlic phone. Yeah.
I didn't realize you knew the lyrics.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I knew the lyrics either. Wow. What a fun song.
I need to do that. I need to go to one of these things and have a Japanese anime intro to Garlic phone or Garlic phone. And then you'll just hear Garlic phone randomly with all the K-pop singers.
Yes.
So I guess I'm cool nickname. I forgot. I didn't put mine in. We got Gray, we got Charles, we got Warren, we got Bob. Should we throw this out to the comments to see if they want to play it?
Sure. The hordes of Adoring fans might want to join.
We absolutely do not. And you know what? You're right. Maybe we are abusing the system.
Oh, wow.
And that there could be slurs that we don't know anything about being spread by these AI singers.
Yeah, but the AI singers go as Santa and Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
So let's let them in on it. Let's see. Here we go. So this is going to be dangerous since we know the kind of audience that the algorithm has sent at us. But if you guys want to get in on this, you can get in on it for a moment as we talk amongst ourselves. Riveting content, guys. Riveting content while we wait on people to come in there.
Banter.
We can read some of these Santa and Easter Bunny comments.
Oh. I wonder what they have to say.
Whoa.
Pops is in the house.
Pops in the house.
Pops is in the house. This is great. Let's see. Maybe we do. What do you think? Exquisite Corpse?
We could do story time.
Story time.
Now that we got Pops, a professional, yeah, let's not do the drawing at all.
All right. All right. So, let's see. I think Pops is probably the last person to come in here. So let's do this. Let's make this happen. Pops, we're going to tell a story. Anybody know exactly how this works out? Ray?
It's just sentences,
yeah, it's just sentences. You don't. understand where the story's going. You just you feel it out.
Yeah.
Sandwich. Okay.
Or we could sandwich it. Sandwich is an option. It's right under secret, I think.
Solo
sandwich?
background co-op. There's sandwich right there. Pop suggests sandwich. You okay? You guys okay with sandwich?
Sure.
What is sandwich?
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm a fan of them.
Okay.
All right, let's do sandwich, and Pops is going to win.
Okay.
So let's figure this out as we go.
I mean, with sandwiches, we kind of all win.
So, all right, I think it's probably going to be a combination of art and writing sentences or something. Who knows?
Okay, and you've got about a third of your time remaining.
What?
Keep writing.
All right. See, how do you get the audio to work? I couldn't hear it in mine.
Were you using Chrome?
Oh, yes.
Then it should have worked.
Oh.
Dog's outside. Someone let the dog in.
Who let the dog in?
By the way, this song is a tribute to My Frankenstein, the first comic book that Rosales Comics put out.
Free ad time.
Just little fun tidbit.
Yay. Anecdote.
All right. My mouse. Not what I like it to be. Ah.
It's not really fair being in this with a couple of comic writers. Artistes.
Sure, it's fair.
Well, in my stream, I'd have like a stick figure and then like a hot dog with 3D animated mustard on top.
Let's see.
Almost done? Time's almost up.
About $1.
It is. It's gone.
Ooh, we got to memorize the drawing. What the heck did that say? It's a meat sandwich.
What?
Bologna canoe? I don't know what that is. All right. Let's do it.
Oh, you have to click on the thing. Jeez, I wasted so much time.
I'm gonna hop to you. Hop to you. Hop to you. Hop to you.
Hulk Hogan, hop to it. USA, hop to it.
It got to you.
There's a reason I left the words out, Warren.
Is your dog still injured outside, maybe?
He's not injured. He just wandered back in. It's raining.
Sounds injured. Oh, that's not the dog. No.
Oh, my dog is in now, actually.
It's raining?
Yeah, where I'm at. You got about a quarter of your time remaining.
Oh, no.
If you're going to take over for Gray, you've got to do your best radio voice.
Chicken wing, hi, hi.
Nope. Did it wrong.
I have no idea what I just did. No. What's wrong?
What?
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 This song is either very enjoyable or very painful to Warren.
Make sure you face Mecca when you sing this.
Hi.
All right, maybe it's enjoyable.
Why does it have to be exclusive? Can't it be both?
One doesn't speak when one is in pain and enjoying it.
Oh, this is gonna look so horrible. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm sorry for everything about this. Good luck. Hey, half your time remains.
Hey, the clock is fine.
If I have to draw this, then you guys gotta hear me. So
wow. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Also could do nothing.
Quarter of your time is remaining. Time's almost up, and we are 4 of 6, so 2 more rounds are left.
Sunday.
Wow.
Sunday, draw stream.
Oh, that is what?
Okay, so a thing now.
What are these?
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, damn it.
Well, I'm done.
Now.
Chicken wing. Burgers.
This
and
song
fries.
was about chicken wings.
Sure, I nailed that as well.
You want a song about chicken wings, do you?
So, a sandwich
Okay, yeah,
is
what you
just
going?
one sentence and a bunch of drawings?
I mean, a sandwich could be what you think it is. Apparently, yeah, it involves you copying somebody else's drawings somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, half your time remains.
Double decker sandwich. I am hungry. You know I'm gonna eat that food.
Bang.
I love food in my mouth. Oh yeah.
Just not what's on my screen.
Exactly. Huh. Oh, I peed it out, Nico. I'm just letting the energy flow through.
Did you slurp it back up?
Sounds like it.
Whatever was in that pipe wasn't
Final
medicinal.
round. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, so...
Wait, this is what?
Huh. Okay, so I just described what I'm seeing. Okay. You have about a third of your time remaining to describe what you see. Longin's exquisite corpse takes. I gotta be honest, I like it a little bit more than sandwiches. I never would have thought I would say that.
Yeah. Kind of descends to madness sandwiches.
We'll do manual display, but with the voiceover.
Yay.
Ooh. And we'll start at the beginning to see how things deteriorate.
They definitely did.
Yeah, I'll say.
All right. Let's
My
see what
last
happens
drawings,
here.
I don't know if they can be classified that way.
You know, you were up against the clock, behind the 8 ball, and any other thing they would blame your food coming out late for. Shorthanded. We were shorthanded. That's cool.
Yodeling.
Cool nickname. I guess that's me.
Sandwich made of grilled furry on a platter.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I think I've got one of those.
You can see it grilled, and it's a sandwich.
Beautiful.
Or it's a cat in bread jail. Who knows?
Oh.
I did have this one, and I screwed it up
No.
really bad. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah. My bad.
My memory was not there.
Yeah,
Better.
Well,
you
yeah.
know, it's an improvement
Stayed
on my
with the
design.
microwave. Let's see what the drunk did.
A TV, a box of sorts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sort of.
They
It is a
were not-
box.
Yes.
Of sorts.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Pops.
Damn,
goodness.
Pops. No.
So let's see what Gray said.
A glorious sandwich
Oh.
was used as bait.
Back with the sandwich.
Oh.
It does look pretty glorious. It's a fleshy sandwich.
Like bait. Oh.
It's a really fleshy sandwich. It's got hair on it.
That is bait.
Why is it becoming so much more fleshy?
Why is it transitioning?
Whoa!
That was really cool. It flashed.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't.
Everything bagel.
Okay.
Oh, nice and
Thank you.
family
Thank you
friendly.
for reining that in, Bob. You could have gone so many different directions. Only one direction, actually. There's only one direction you should have gone. But
See, the image I
No,
saw.
that's not what you wanted to type.
I was
Well, we
had-
need to be validated again, so you know.
Yes.
I'm trying to be nice here.
you are trying to be nice because we were all thinking about bad choices made.
Yeah.
That looked like regret and penicillin.
Santa has a tribal chief he's trying to recognize.
It's Roman.
I screwed this one up pretty bad. I love Rosales' one. I could not remember.
That's pretty good.
YMCA.
Saturday Night Fever.
YMCA.
That's perfect,
I
Warren.
almost got
Now a member of the Summer Olympics.
The
Indeed. He is the.
I would have drawn a boot.
Look at it got more stretchy.
It surely did. It got wider and thinner at the same time. Like Santa was on the Atkins diet.
I summon you, Magman. Use trumpet attack now.
Oh.
I'm sorry, everyone. I screwed this up.
You did not.
No.
Oh, I did.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, that's not the best Pikachu. Okay, that's perfect. Charles got it.
Yeah, I almost.
Oh, the flashing.
Boy.
I think Bob understood as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
It kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
And it got wholesome all over again.
Ash catches Pikachu.
Ah.
Ah.
No
Pretty
attack
wholesome.
after all.
We were trying to make up for the meat sandwich. And then this happens.
Poop smells best when it looks like a milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Does it?
Like a lot of really good writers out there, you just can't interpret it, the writing, in visuals.
Well, I think Charles was pretty good at interpreting that. Wow.
I loved being proved wrong. I loved being proved wrong. Something?
Focus, don't sing next time. You had it. It was right there. Yeah.
Ah. Not wrong.
Well, you know...
I beg to differ, sir. That is art.
Well, if Pop's no artist, then neither am I.
I like that Warren opted not to say that word. And then it just
Scribble
turned
shits.
to that anyway.
Scribble shits.
I took a stab at it.
The milk in the shake went way away from this particular thing. It's like, apparently, this was lactose intolerant. So.
I'm hangry. Feed me more.
Oh, is this another sandwich thing?
Let's see. It
I think
is.
it becomes a. Oh.
It's a hot dog. Very nice.
Could technically be a sandwich. It depends.
Well, a hot dog technically is a sandwich, yeah. So is a pizza.
All right.
But
let's slow down with that talk.
It became a burger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flesh burger.
Mm.
I respect it.
Ooh, look at that.
Right, what'd you add condiments for, you condiment king?
It's accoutrements, not condiments.
You know, he paid extra. Okay, it was like another 59 cents for the sesame seeds and lettuce.
Sesame seeded bun burger.
Whoa. Wow.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. That's what Pop's wound up with.
Wholesome.
And he'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a sesame seed bun burger today.
Yes.
Sounds like a deal.
And that was that.
Yay.
Good job, guys.
That was
Very
fun.
nice.
That was
Very
Pretty
nice.
garlicky.
I think Shit Shake is the king of that round.
shit shakes and sesame seed burgers all around.
Agreed. Shit shake takes the cake.
And Santa got really, really flexible.
Oh my goodness, that medicine cocktail wasn't really working. Okay, we got to pause the show while we make some coffee.
Yeah, rig the wheel.
Oh, okay.
Can you
Oh,
rig the
can't
wheel?
waste them yet.
Can you rig the wheel?
You can. You can make a thing bigger. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
Enable weight.
Provide. Ooh, you can weight the wheel. Wow.
Yeah,
it can make it.
Makes it more realistic.
Huh.
But I'm pretty sure there's a way to like make the portions of each sliver bigger somehow.
Chicken.
Chicken.
Let's try that.
Wow. It seems like this might be a bit weighty, but come on, promo time.
What are the odds? Oh, looks like it.
Oh shit! New Stunning Adventures.
Woo. I wasn't sure, but yeah.
Tell me about it.
All right, let's take a look here. Hold on a second. Let me mute the music here for a second. All right, let's go over to Rosales Comics, and we'll share this because we've got a new thing going on at Rosales Comics.
Take my badge.
Why does he want to meet me at the Collider? Why not his office or the commissary?
Legal doesn't want him talking to you, but he wants to settle this off the books because he understands why you went
first
to the
few
committee.
pages of the first
Go to the
story.
meeting, Matthew. Do it for me. Do it for us.
It's kind of an animatic that goes through the first part of the first story that's being released this Wednesday on Global Comics.
Discovered and introduced, it can potentially tear a hole in the fabric of reality.
Right now, it would be best if you worried about keeping your job, your grant, your apartment, my spare key.
That's cool. Yeah, I'd read way more graphic novels if it was like this.
For sure.
You'd be watching them if
Yeah.
they were like this.
I like watching comics.
The Foley work. Ooh, this week.
Yeah.
This week on the 24th, it's a brand new comic book that we've got coming out.
Midnight over River City.
Steady now.
And on the
Just
website, this is looping.
Remember target practice outside of the Super Collider. You didn't miss then, and you didn't miss during the Olympic trials. You won't miss now.
2 years ago, above the Collider.
So,
That's sweet.
one of the things that you may notice is that when you read something out loud, it takes a lot longer than if you read it silently in your head. And this particular sequence is only 3 pages, but it wound up being 4 minutes long, getting all the dialogue in there because it's dialogue heavy at this point. And by the way, I did all the voice work through 11 Labs. So while everybody was asleep, I was trying to do my best to not wake them while doing voice acting. And then I used 11 Labs to change the voices.
Results are legitimate when testing theories on theoretical
Your
particles.
voice?
I was wrong to involve the committee, but the math...
Yes, that was me, not Gray. And that was me also being the other one.
That's
who was...
wild.
So yeah, and of course the music I've got royalty-free music to put in the background.
Theoretical particles.
Babe, that's above your pay grade. And you are ruffling the wrong feathers. But I'm here for you, and I've arranged a meeting. Dr. Goldstein wants to talk to you privately to resolve issues.
So in this
see him before
sequence,
they find a loophole in
she's
the
explaining to him how to get down to the Super Collider so that he can have a meeting with his
save
management.
your career.
When is this
But things are
meeting?
going on in the
Now?
background.
I thought Goldstein was running tests today.
They finish in 5 minutes.
Either she's been
Even
given
if
the
you
wrong
head
information or
straight
she's
down,
setting him
it'll
up.
take
That's
12
basically
to get
what's
to the
happening.
Collider. Remember, when you get down there, it's unsafe to enter if the warning light is on. Lastly, the security doors are locked while the testing is going on, so you won't be able to get in there if there's any danger.
That's all good and fine. My security clearance was revoked.
Take my badge.
Why does he want to meet me at the Collider? Why not his office? Or the commissary?
Legal doesn't want him talking to you, but he wants to settle this off the books because he understands why you went to the committee.
Go to the meeting, Matthew. Do it for me. Do it for us.
You do know that the experiment will continue to fail unless Dr. Goldstein introduces an unknown variable that the experiment itself can't detect it's missing. When the variable is discovered and introduced, it can potentially tear a hole in the fabric of reality.
Right now, it would be best if you worried about keeping your job, your grant, your apartment.
I have a dumb question, Rosales.
I have a dumb answer.
Why do all comics or graphic novels have the same exact font?
Because it's easy and it's familiar.
Anybody can do it?
Yeah, pretty much. Now that they've basically made fonts out of them, you can just type in what you want with that comic font.
Did it used to be like written?
It used to be written. Every single one of them was handwritten. Every single bubble was hand drawn.
They all look exactly the same. I just think it's fascinating. Sorry.
No, you don't. You don't want to hear the unedited Rosales voice acting saying, "Do it for me. Do it for us." That's not what you want to hear.
You want that now?
Absolutely.
Charge extra for it.
You know what? I take that back. Good 80% of my audience do want to hear that. And about 90% of the panel. 100% of the panel.
I beat you.
Right. You did. You did. You are the last man standing. Or comedian standing. That's what it is.
Yay.
So yeah, go down here to rosalescomics.com. Have a look at the still widescreen. Have a look at the video, the full 4-minute video, and you can click through here to look at our digital titles. And this week this will be available to read, and hopefully only the first 3 pages will be free. I may have a technical issue, and most of it might be free. Who knows? Those of you who are following me on Global Comics and are kind of subscribed, I guess is the way the word works, can get it ahead 7 days early. So for subscribers, it's available now. And how's the coffee coming, Pops? I can't go much longer. But yeah, it's coming to Global Comics. New Stunning Adventures revolutionizes the Rosales Comics universe with a thrilling anthology series. And by the way, all of the series do wind up having an overarching.
Sure.
A through line. They have a through line that combines everything together. And
the arch arcs.
Yes, the overarching arc.
Say that 3 times fast, because I can't.
No. So, yeah, there's that. And Pops has got his coffee, so let's go back to the wheel.
Woo.
And by the way, that music that was in the background, that kind of spooky thing, I was trying to get a kind of Danny Elfman style superhero thing, but it wound up doing a sort of Ed Wood Thurman Halloween sound to it. So I rolled with it, But speaking of rolling with it, let's roll with this wheel.
Oh,
Comic-Con.
I really don't want to ask about the next one.
Comic-Con is coming up this coming week, and there's going to be lots of different announcements, lots of different things happening. And some people, some companies are sharing early some of the stuff they're going to be doing. So let's take a look at what they're talking about right now.
Why is there an albino turtle?
It's a very good question.
Yeah, Bob, what'd you do?
Representation.
Somebody forgot to color that turtle in.
I don't know what's going on with this, but it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from IDW. They've got this, and they're promoting it, and want you to stop by their booth if you happen to be out there in the California area, and you have tickets, which some people don't. And you have free time, which some people don't.
Yeah, at Comic-Con, best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck.
Free time. You're adorable.
If you're not running from one place to the other to see this panel or that panel, or if you're not stuck in Hall H all day growing blood clots in your butt, head on over to IDW and see if you can snag one of their exclusives.
Yeah.
Also, there's a brand new, excuse me, cough button didn't work because I didn't use it. Brand new comic book company, AMP or AMP Comics. That will be debuting their staff and their stuff Friday, July 26th. So stop by there if you so incline.
Is that young lady's name Mick Foley?
No.
In the middle on the bottom?
Is the imposter Mick Foley?
She could be MC Foley.
Oh.
Yes.
Name recognition. Sorry.
And there's a special Gundam Requiem for Vengeance booth coming to the San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, sure.
Bob says it's MC.
I woke up late and I'm sort of blind, so it's my fault. My fault.
No, but it could have been Mick Foley.
Pretty sure I'll refer to her as Mick Foley from now on.
Yeah, I like that better anyways.
Yeah, let's imagine her name is Sarah. Sarah McFoley.
Yes.
Let's all pretend that Mick Foley shortened his last name into two names and went into wrestling, like Rick Steiner. His first name is Rob, by the way. Rob Rick Steiner. He ruined it for his brother. So, but yeah, this is a closer look at what the size of their booth is going to be like. See those gray people in there? Those aren't toys. Those are approximations of what the human person is going to be. So it's going to be a massive interactive booth, and they'll be selling stuff.
Pretty awesome.
So it's going to be cool. Also, Jonathan Mayberry has a new comic book out that has Godzilla fighting Cthulhu, and wouldn't we all want to see that happen? Exclusively as a promo at San Diego Comic-Con. And finally, Ronda Rousey is going to be debuting a comic book with the AWA.
I thought she was it looked like a man, though.
A Mando? No, she's not in the Mandalorian.
Moderated by Batista?
Yes, Dave Batista will be moderating this panel.
Is it like the real Dave Batista or just some other guy that just so happens
like
to be
MC
Dave
Foley?
Batista?
Yeah, it's Mick Batista.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last name stretched out to be one name. It's Mick Dave Batista. So that's what's going on.
I mean, this is like that's it. Like those are like the major things at Comic-Con. So
no, those are not the major things. Those are the things I noticed this morning.
Oh. Okay. All right. No, I'm just wondering because like I know like I know like James Gunn said like there was going to be no Hall H presence for them this year.
Well, okay.
I might be.
Apparently, Bob's not impressed.
And he doesn't have to be.
Things, no.
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 Well, he's not going to go then.
No, I'm not going. Unfortunately, not this year. I'm just gonna have to miss it, I guess.
Whoa! Let's hope Netflix doesn't ruin Gundam. I didn't realize Netflix was doing Gundam, and if I did, I'd probably ignore it.
You still got me, though.
Yes, we still got you. Yes. Babe. Oh, and we got a wheel. I don't like seeing the boys. Not seeing the boys. There we go.
We all know about that, Rosales.
Sorry.
Rosales needs to see the boys.
You gonna fall asleep again?
Not exactly.
We all have needs.
We all have knees.
Oh no.
Whammy. Wait a minute. That whammy was supposed to be for the games, and when we eliminated one game, we should have eliminated one whammy.
Well, that's all right. I guess we eliminated the topic then. Spin.
Yes, even I am still new to the rules.
Oh, gosh.
Yay!
Oh, this was a masterpiece. What are you talking about?
Check this out. Check this out. I'm going to do for the wheel what Disney should have done for everybody else and hide the choice. All right, hang on one second. I got something to do here.
That means the whammy needs to go.
Hold on. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Oh, let's talk about the latest show. Did you watch it? I need to know. Did you love it or was it no? We can agree to disagree, bro. Some people love it. Those are the right people. Some people don't. Those are the white people. We can agree to disagree. Unless you don't agree with me, bro. Oh.
Well, I got the wrong people, the white people.
Someone finally caught that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys, did you see it? There was the finale this week. They finally dropped it. There was hand holding at a sunset. The evil person corrupted apparently half a woman and made another one lose her mind. So, yeah, they portrayed a man perfectly well, I think.
It was, because I got to talk about this later. It was not the, this series should have never been about these two girls. It should have been about, like, I don't know, a little bit before Palpatine. But the problem I find with the entire series is that you cannot relate to any of the characters. These are all brand new characters to the lore, and this is all brand new lore now being added and untold. And also it's the way they depict the Jedi is like, oh, they did all these bad stuff, but we've known Jedi to do bad stuff. So it's a bit of hypocritical. It's a bit of a I don't know, the show was just not needed. I think if they were gonna do the Acolyte, they should have just started with Palpatine. I think a younger version of Palpatine would have done better than what this transformative series.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to make a response, just playing devil's advocate, and I'll let you respond to that afterwards. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here, okay? So?
I mean, like I said, I don't think it was, listen, you know me, Rosales, I'll tell you if I like it. I thought the show was not that great. I mean, it wasn't.
To be Warren's thumbnail.
I mean, that seems to be the consensus online anyways overall, except for the few that think it's amazing. But
there was like good moments. Go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say, I don't think there's anyone on this panel that thinks it was amazing. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying. I get what you're saying, Warren, that, like, you know, if it was something a little bit more known like Palpatine, maybe that would get more interest. But they are reintroducing, like Coyote Mundi. There's a couple other spoilers in there. We have some familiar characters.
Yeah, but great. Here's the
High Republic, which is a weird time that, like, and it's the end of it. So the Jedi were in charge of everything. It's this time of peace. And somehow we get from there to where we saw it in the prequels. That seems like it would be interesting. And if you add this Jedi murder mystery on it, that could be a really cool premise. But what we got wasn't amazing, so I don't know.
It wasn't really a mystery.
The execution's a little slow.
The execution was. the girls were they try to now they're like, oh well, now the question is, did Plagueis learn it from the witches? Because it was all taught that Plague, like with the life, because the witches are like, I don't care, it's spoilers, woo hoo, woo wah, about the bringing life. It's just it's convoluted. I'm sorry, the only two good series in my opinion that's Disney has produced is Mandalorian and Ahsoka. I don't. I'm sorry. I haven't watched Andor because I have no desire to watch something I already.
Well, the only through line with those two.
I want to hear that you don't want to watch Andor because you what? You already what?
We know what happens to Cassian Andor.
So earlier you were talking about new characters. And you're not attached to them; they're not part of the lore. But you won't watch Andor because you know who they are.
Yeah, I don't know Cassian Andor. I mean,
he got blowed up good.
We saw him in Rogue, but I didn't see Rogue One. Everybody's rave. Oh my god, I never watched Rogue One.
So you just want to see Darth Vader over and over again, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah, he saw the end of Rogue One. It was pretty awesome.
No, Darth Vader was in Rogue One. Princess Leia was in Rogue One.
What I'm saying is that like. Nobody cares about the ship people. I've never heard someone said, you know what, that guy that was maintaining the dock.
What about Manny Bothans? Manny
Bothans
was key in that show.
Nobody cares about
the crew soon.
Nobody cares about the admirals or any of them.
Manny Bothan lost his life getting those plans to the rebels. You don't care about Manny Bothan? There was a whole legend about Manny Bothans.
I didn't give two juggernauts about him. The thing is that like Mandalorian, like people care about bounty hunters, and lightsabers and the Sith, but cares about.
You said lightsabers and Sith-ish people.
So I don't want to keep talking. I'm just saying that this show is not needed. I honestly, the only show I'm waiting for is the one about those people on the Outer Rim, because that seems cool.
You mean those people nobody knows anything about? The universe that's even farther and away and longer and longer ago?
Well, the thing is, at least that is relatively new stuff. But
they're women and they're witches.
Based?
I don't understand.
I gotta be honest, I felt much of the same the way that you're explaining with Andor. It pleasantly surprised me. I was like, do I really give a crap about another heist thing in the Star Wars universe? And man, I think it's the best thing that Star Wars has produced.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell you that you're going to love it, but I like it so much more than Ahsoka. It feels like it's on that same quality that the first season of Mandalorian is to me. So I'm really excited for Andor 2, but we'll see. But I was kind of in the same camp.
It's had issues with his mama.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to the second one of them.
I found it boring. I found it completely boring.
It kind of takes a change after episode 2. You think it's going one direction, it kind of goes a different way. But
it didn't go in any direction.
I really liked it as a different
story.
look into the Star Wars world. But fair enough. To each their own.
Absolutely no story in Andor whatsoever. It had no through line. It was just moody. And nobody remembers this. Maybe you remember, Charles. Do you remember Emo Phillips, the comedian?
Yes.
Who did we lose? We lost Bob.
Love me some Emo. Fun name.
Emo.
Fun voice.
Emo is the reason people use the phrase emotional, okay? Because the whole emo concept basically started with him. His look and his way of delivering comedy was turned into basically a whole generation of kids. They took that as a lifestyle, and Bob's going to have to wait his turn. Bob, you gotta wait your turn. It's but just kidding, Bob. Just kidding. So, and that's what I saw in Andor, was basically some emo kid who didn't want to be a part of anything really, and didn't have a good relationship with his mom, and just kept playing with his toy, which was a robot. And, eventually he's kind of forced to do something after his mother dies, which is a total mother issue.
Doesn't that describe like every Star Wars, though? Couldn't you say the same about Anakin? Couldn't you say the same about Luke?
I could say the
Like, they're
same
just
about all
playing
my
with their
neighbors.
toys. Fair enough.
But it didn't do anything for me to expand the lore, I guess is what you will. It didn't bring anything to the table. It didn't make me like him any more than what he was in
Did you
Rogue One.
not know about the Imperial prisons before? Now you're going to know what it's like to be inside an Imperial prison. Pretty great.
I don't could give a.
To each their own, you know. For me, it really worked. It was really effective. But yeah, you know, you can have Ahsoka.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that. I think Andor is probably good. I just don't have, not for me. But my problem with these Star Wars shows is that they're like not really telling anything new, and they're trying to rewrite old stuff. Like at least
Space Witches and the Thread are new. Aren't they?
Kinda. I mean, like it's in. So the thread concept is sort of new. Like there are witches that kind of talked about it, but it's an attempt at something new. I don't know that it's successful.
Like Gray, I can see what they were trying to do. I mean,
Right.
if you think about the ancient history of the flood myth and how it's told over and over again in different cultures, and they look at it differently. But they all seem to describe the same sort of cataclysmic event that possibly happened in history, of a great flood here, a great flood there, the drowning of the earth in this continent or whatever. And so when the witches take a look at the Force and they call it a thread, they're trying to reason what this thing is the way the Jedi reasoned what it was. Okay. And they're trying to use it in their own fashion, according to their own way. And just like Warren, when they see something new come in this case it was the Jedi, they reject their interpretation of what they have. But that being said, they did a crappy job of doing that.
Very.
Gray and I actually recorded a video that should be up on my channel sometime soon, talking about a lot of hyperbolic, yet not hyperbolic, discussions about people's gripes with the series. And I feel like people aren't explaining. I don't think it's good, and I think there are plenty of reasons to pick at it. But I don't think it's as bad as the rest of the internet appears to be saying, with these buzzwords like bad writing, yet don't tell you what about it is bad writing. They'll just say these buzzwords: bad writing, bad writing.
Oh, I mean, I could tell you some. I could tell you some bad writing, right? We get, for instance, here's a perfect example of bad writing in the story, right? So, we get Soul, right? The main character. He starts to talk about not Soul. The two girls between
Lee Jung Jae.
The Osha and May, right? The dialogue between them is so disjointed, and there's a point where like it's episode 4 or 5, whichever one they battle, and all of a sudden May wants to go to the Jedi, and then she just attacks Jackie. It's like, but wait a minute, you just said in a line before, I want to just be with my sister, but then you attack the Jedi. What kind of writing is that?
Not to shit all over your point, but first off, her name's Jackie with an E for no reason. And then second off, May doesn't really attack her out of nowhere. Jackie just does the double boot kick right to her face. So that kind of changes her motivation.
She could have just put her hands up, though, Gray.
True. But
Charles,
I
do you
agree.
remember
Like, I have no idea
comedian
what
Jackie
May's
Goldberg?
motivation is. Jackie Goldberg is awesome. But
Yes, he was a great comedian in the 60s.
The fact that you're able to like point out these character motivations, that's more than a lot of people are doing online. They're just saying like, this is horrible writing and giving 0 examples. But there's a lot of examples of it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Charles just said. It's not the best show, and it's not as bad as people say. To me, the execution was poor. Is that I see, like, we're getting explanation of something that happened in episode 7 that should have been explained in episode 2, and it's like, now if you were to watch this series, you actually have to watch it from the later episodes and then go back to the earlier episodes. That's already disjointed to me. Like you're trying to try a Pulp Fiction thing.
I think the series is purposely doing that, though. It's known as unreliable narrator.
But it's not good.
Yes, the execution of it was really bad, but they're trying for like the Rashomon effect, where you see a scenario from a different point of view, and it allows you to recontextualize it. But that's a huge conceit to wrap an entire story around, and if you don't execute that well, it's like, what are you doing? Because they're sacrificing so much, like character development. You don't know any of the characters or any of the motivation to keep up this mystery. I don't think it was effective. I hope they don't do that in the second season if they're going to continue going.
Right.
I mean,
judging on a lot of the buzzwords that are dropped, I have problems with it. But when I hear a lot of these smaller, bigger, not the tippy top of the Star Wars YouTube universe, people just say these words, and I swear to God, I never think of Kathleen Kennedy or Leslie Headland when I watch this series. It does not equate into what I'm talking about. But they all never fail bring up those two. I even saw Dave Filoni brought up, and it's just like, what about the show is the problem? Because when I hear these people speak, I'm like, all right, I may have problems with it, but according to this person, I think it's awesome. Like, I don't think of anybody's fingerprints on a series. And these terms being brought, like Kathleen Kennedy is a bad business person, which that objectively is wrong. She is the second highest grossing producer ever. So it's like these things that are just provably wrong. You're not winning me over with that statement.
Is that fair, Charles? Because she's head of a property that you could name the next Star Wars short, Star Wars the Rise of Jabba's buttocks or something. People are gonna go watch Jabba's.
Whose fault is that?
That's not my fault. I'm just saying.
But it's not Kathleen Kennedy's fault.
I didn't say it's her fault, but I'm saying that no, she's gonna have that money and that grab because she's on top of a product that people have known for at least 20 plus years.
Is that bad?
Then would it be honest to say that she's a bad businesswoman? Is the thing? But that's what
I'm not.
We were watching this video yesterday and responding to it, where Kathleen Kennedy is called a bad business person. It's like, again, is it bad business though? Like,
no,
I understand she's making a product you don't like. But
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm agreeing. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be Kathleen Kennedy. I'm saying it's because it's Star Wars. People are just going to go. It could have been not Bob. It could have been.
What if she was given a mandate to do exactly what she's doing, and she's only doing what she's asked to do from a business point of view? I mean, we all know about the DEI stuff that's been going on and how Disney's own way of doing things is storytelling wise is that they have to do certain things. They have to put certain things into the shows, and she's the one who's heading that up. She's the guinea pig for all of the other different categories of companies that they have under Disney, because Lucasfilms fundamentally was the first to spearhead the whole thing in trying to make Indiana Jones' replacement a woman, and making him a divorced father who did not connect to his family at all, and all these other things that were changed in the writing. So, she's put in a position where she has to navigate these things and hire people a certain way. If you listen to some of the investigative reporting that's out there, she's forced to hire women and lesbians and gay people. And oh my goodness, Bob, I hope you're okay.
Did you spit up the Joker's vial or something?
It wasn't bile. But somebody's happy. So the thing is that if she has been put in that position, then those choices are her responsibility, but she had to make them according to the mandates, according to the business structure that was laid out.
Now, I mean, when complaints come, like she's a bad business person. There's money to be made, and she's making it. So I wouldn't mind her in charge of my bank account. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I didn't say she's I not once this entire time I said she's bad business.
I didn't say you did. I'm saying a lot of the things on the internet. When I hear things like that, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like,
I agree.
but here's the thing, Warren. They're committed to this. Okay.
Well,
they're committed to the witches. They're committed to the whole thing because they don't want to pay the writers of the extended universe. They stopped paying them when they took over Lucas.
That too, and is the political business grab. Like
they
as well.
decanonized them so that they didn't have to pay them, and they rewrote the history with their Old Republic books so that they would not have to pay any royalties on any of the other old writers and all of their old stuff. And they're reintroducing all of that stuff in their own version of the canon so that they can claim that it's theirs and not the original writers. Okay. Right. So it's a slimy, smarmy business tactic that they are committed to, because now, people complain, well, this is all new stuff. This is not the old stuff. Well, now they've got legend. Now they've got canon. Now they've got stuff that they rewrote themselves that they can put in as prehistory to the history that we've already seen and noticed that they paid billions of dollars for. The problem is that it was done so quickly. It was done so poorly. It was done with the a lot of your complaints about the dialogue can be summed up as quick rewrites and first drafts. Okay. They did not go back over and make things subtext, and everything was just right there on top. Nobody was lying unless you were told they were lying. So everything is absolute truth unless it's not. And that's bad writing. That's TV writing. That's independent movie writing. Okay. Nobody can absolutely lie unless you know for a fact 100% going in through the title and the description of everything that somebody's a liar.
Well, I think also the problem I see with Disney is they're still on this, like, I don't know if they realize, but hashtag Me Too has finished for quite some time, and they're on this still binge that women need to lead the charge and women need to do everything. It's like it's not working so far. Many of the female-led films outside of probably, I don't want to count Inside Out because that's a kids film, but like most of the films that, or like the Marvels did bad. I'm sure if I could think of another one that did bad, like Acolyte has now done bad. Like so far outside of like maybe Ahsoka, which had Ray Stevenson, rest in peace to him. He helped carry that show because that had some bad things.
If you're going off ratings, yes, it didn't do good. But if you're going off internet talking about it, the Acolyte's way up there, man. My feed is just inundated with it right now.
Yeah, but those are the only people who've seen it. I mean, there's two kinds of people, and there's not a whole lot of them. There's two kinds of people that watch the Acolyte: those that love it and are shilling for it, and those that hate it and are pounding it into the ground. And the type of love and hate, as far as reviews are going, do not reflect the actual viewing audience, which is crazy.
Grayer
it's
way.
It's kind of like the last election.
Love or hate it.
Too many people voting.
It can be meh.
I'll just sum it up that I think the Acolyte just didn't. I don't think that the High Republic was needed right now. I think you keep it fresh. You know, in a sense that you keep. What I mean by fresh, you keep a characters like. Yes, as much as I don't know much about Cassian Andor, he was in Rogue One. That's the only thing I know because of the name that kept when people would talk about Andor at work when I was at my old previous job. But like, if you did a show about Palpatine, about the Acolyte, yes, I'm sure. Even if it's a young, just saying the word Palpatine gets interest.
Is that fresh, though?
It's not fresh, but it's a story.
We
that
might be
people,
getting that next season.
We probably get, but it's more of like why this wasn't. What I mean by fresh is that
somehow Palpatine made it into another project.
what I'm saying is that you want to keep the people have always wanted to see Sheev Palpatine younger, him training under Plagueis and all this stuff, and how he got to where he got on Naboo.
Supposedly Osha and Chimera are just a stepping stone to get to Plagueis, so it might be something that we're getting to in the near future. But
right, but
hard to tell.
But like, is this character Ocean, like, that's what I'm saying? Is this character Ocean needed in Chimera, and like, why? And then the whole thing about Yoda, Yoda's like, oh, I didn't know, but now we have, I forgot her name with the V. She goes to him, so he did know. He lied. Like, what is this?
No, that's the cliffhanger. Yeah, you start the show by, we've got a problem. They're out of carrots and catering. You know, you don't know what she told him at that point in time, because
true.
They want you to
we're
stick around for the
assuming
next round.
she tells him everything. But like in Clone Wars, we do see Yoda cover up. In the prequels, we see the Jedi kind of covering up with where these clone troopers came from. It's kind of in there. And then you mentioned bad dialogue as well. That's also kind of a staple of Star Wars. They're going back to the well. They're doing the things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep harping on it, but I mean, I understand what you're saying, Charles, where people just throw out these buzzwords, and I agree. They say these buzzwords, but they can't contextualize it. They just say
There was an interview, Gray, that someone had done where they said they brought in people who did not know Star Wars specifically to de-Star Wars it. They said that the dialogue was too Star Warsy, and they needed it to be fresh and new, and so they would un-Star Wars the dialogue. So according to the interviews, that kind of washes. Secondly, old man loses his thoughts. That's what happened. Yeah. Leslie Headland had said in an interview, no body, no death. Speaking of the Mother Witch, which means that, what's his name? Saul? Was it Saul? Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did not kill the witch by stabbing that puff of smoke with a lightsaber. So
I thought maybe he was talking about, or she was talking about Mother Coral as opposed to Mother Anastasia, but fair enough. Because that one just went away in a puff of smoke without seeing a body, but I thought we kind of saw the body of Anastasia. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, but we didn't see him actually strike her down, did we?
Yeah, there's an ignited saber in her chest. But you're right. I don't remember a body after.
Yeah. So my point is, I think that the writing is at best inconsistent. I think is a good way of saying it.
I would agree with that.
And the characters act out of character when they get into a massive fight, and then stop and have dialogue and a conversation and run off together holding hands. There's
Manny Jacinto, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't think he's really that into her. At least not in real life.
I don't care who he's into. I just,
but
I like seeing him.
Yeah, here's the thing again about the people not understanding the product that they're working on. Jacinto himself did an interview where he stated there's a second ending that they had shot, and it was actually the first ending that they intended to use, but he relented and told them that they should go in a different direction, and that was Osha and him kissing at the sunset.
Well, glad they went a different direction.
He said it wouldn't be within the character. He said it didn't make sense that somebody who just murdered all of her, at the time, known associates and mind wiped her other half because she is one person split in two, and all of that stuff. And then just, and so he suggested, why don't we just hold hands? And they shot that scene too, and apparently it made more sense than everything else. So I think there's a lot of stuff like that that did not make sense, that was changed on the fly, that went to the wayside. And then there's a lot of stuff that didn't make sense that made it in.
Right.
And
I guess like the whole stranger thing was so Manny Jacinto's character was originally not in the first draft of the scripts. It was just going to be the witch colony and the Jedi interference there. I don't know how that would have been a season. The only thing that interested me was the stranger, the Manny Jacinto part, but apparently that would have been a season 2 arc. So I don't know.
And
we'll see if they ever get a season 2.
The thing of it is that they spent as much money as they did with reshoots and rewriting to create the best possible product that they could. And this is what came out of it. So if it didn't have the rewrites, you guys take over.
Fire!
If it didn't have a good rewrite. Well, listen, I'm gonna say that I was the highly as someone who prefers always been a Sith lover, never been only Jedi I've ever liked is Obi-Wan. I have to say that I am not. I can't even. The highest I could even give this show is like a C- at best, and that's like me being.
That's way more charitable than most.
That's me being.
I think I'd be around there too.
That's me being very because the show had some good moments, and I'm.
Well, thank you for saying that, because giving it like a 0 out of 10, I just think isn't being fair.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not saying the show had some like good moments and like there was some good startup, but then like there's a lot of disjointedness when I watch this show. Like the reason I like Ahsoka so much and I harp on it even on the other podcast is because every week like we got an answer like, oh, Marok was like a zombie, Sith thing made by the witches. We thought Marok could have been somebody else, and the story kept flowing along, and then we found out more as it kept going. It kept getting more like it kept getting an explanation each episode. It wasn't like flashback or That's why I think it didn't work for this, but we'll see what they do. I mean, yeah, I don't want to beat on a dead mule, so.
Well, you're being more charitable than most, which is pretty awesome, man. I think that was what me and Charles are mostly taking a little bit of, I don't know, guff with, if you will. It's just like, come on, guys, this isn't a 0. Like, I understand it's not great, but there's just some cool, like, film references that it does. Like, there's this aliens thing that's almost shot for shot when you see, like, the alien drop behind Ripley. They almost recreated that perfectly. There's like a throwaway Fugitive and Predator like reference on top of all of the, kung fu flicks that they threw in there. It's interesting. They did some things, but was not all successful. Hey, the wheel's back.
Let's give it a spin.
Sorry.
Zootite.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Dynamo! Dynamo! Dynamo!
Dynamo promo. We might have to go into this without Rosales initially, but Dynamo. It's promo time.
Yes, let's run a promo while he calls the fire department.
Dynamo, Dynamo, the power's in your hands. Rosales Comics revives the hero of the land. Bold and brilliant through the pages soar. Dynamo returns the legend to explore.
Available bi-weekly. Dynamo had a adventure come out last week. This week, we're having our new stuff come out. So Dynamo will be available again next week. Each episode highlights a small portion of the first ever comic book, 60 some odd pages long, of Dynamo back in the, I believe the 60s, could be further back. But yeah, the greatest of Thunder Agents, Dynamo, available now at globalcomics.com through Rosales Comics. And I'm back.
All right.
Be excited about the whammy.
No.
Yes. I get to remove a topic.
Yeah, which topic are we removing there? Is it the Boys season
no.
finale? Is
Oh,
it
no.
Deadpool
No,
and Wolverine?
No, it's new to DVD.
No,
Get the fuck out.
yeah.
New to
Get it
DVD.
out.
Can I know what Jim Shooter is?
Yeah, Jim Shooter is a heroic figure, or at least he was until last week, a heroic figure in comic books, paving the way for a golden era in Marvel Comics until
Ditch
last
new to
week.
DVD.
And so, yeah, let me find it. Where'd it go? Boop. There it is. All right. So that's how that's supposed to work.
And no whammies left either.
No whammies. No whammies.
It's update.
Yeah.
That time again. That time again. They continue to work. They continue to work on the Superman show, and that means we continue to work on our Superman updates, or as I like to call them, subdates.
Give me those updates, flying high. Tell me where's Clark Kent under the sky. From Metropolis streets to the Daily Planet store, I need those updates. Can't wait for more.
Of course, this portion of the program falls within the listed fair use categories, including commentary and criticism, parody and satire, news, reporting, and education. For those
doing
who are
production in Cincinnati? Why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you look behind the picture here of Superman, let's take a better look at that. There's a artist rendering of the Hall of Justice. Okay. And the insert there is is a museum in Cincinnati, which the Hall of Justice was actually modeled after. Okay, so there's the Cincinnati Union Terminal that is turned into a museum, and that's where they're setting up shop, or have set up shop, started filming some of the characters that we've grown to know and love.
I like how old train stations are always where they film things now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life? I don't exactly understand what we're seeing, but fair enough.
Yes, it's exactly right. It's perfectly said. You know, it's kind of like a retransition. Here's a picture of the Super Friends showing, and I believe, I could be wrong, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first incarnation of the Hall of Justice from the Super Friends that was then incorporated into the comic books. So it started here with Funimation, I believe.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't Flash be like way ahead of Batman and Robin? Like really way far ahead?
I mean,
he's Robin's been training.
It's just a starting pose. It's the starting pose. That's it.
He's you know, in this version, he's not quite the show off that he is.
Yeah.
He's a team player, and
He's operating at 2%.
He's not the one who's going to order the tacos when they get to the restaurant. He's going to wait for everybody else to confirm the order. So, and this guy says the Legion of Doom headquarters is in Calgary. So, there's that. For those who know what the
Saddle Dome.
I don't know what that is. I've never been there. But yeah, the Legion of Doom was also introduced in the cartoons that was eventually used in the comic books. But that's what they're doing this week. And apparently there's not a whole lot of people in Cincinnati that are showing their things, or maybe they're all at work when they're filming. Who knows? But traditionally, films of this scale take the weekend off, so there's nothing happening now. And it's probably going to be a light week leading into San Diego Comic-Con. What are your guys' thoughts on the filming location?
Well, I can tell you I love it. It's absolutely perfect.
Initially, I was against it, but after seeing that it was art imitating life, now imitating art, imitating life, yeah, I'm for it. I just did not understand.
Oh, okay. Warren? Awesome. Charles?
I'm a bad movie YouTuber. I don't really try to get excited about things until there's footage.
Yeah, I agree.
It's understandable.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
cares what you think, Bob.
it's an antithesis to what I should be doing on the internet. That's why it's a problem.
You're just a goon.
Guys, aren't you excited for the picture of the thing that may not be in the movie anyway?
Love it.
Click
Love it.
like and
Really
subscribe.
excited for it.
I mean,
Glad they went to
I do
location.
agree with that.
I agree with you. I think I really want to see. The thing is, I want this movie to succeed because this will be the nail in the coffin for the Zack Snyder cultist. Because if this movie does $1 billion, right, and Gunn nails it, or let's say even does 900 million, that's still pretty good for a DC movie. If it hits 900 million, that's really good for a DC movie.
If it's profitable, it's good for
those Snyder fans would be just like you with Star Wars. If they make one good movie and it makes $1 billion, you're going to be like, that was just one movie. Okay, let's see what they do with the rest of it.
I mean, he has a full. I mean, he literally gave the full timeline and movie layout of. So they have to deal with him. But if he keeps producing, we got Doom Patrol coming back up. We got Peacemaker season 2 coming. We got Supergirl. I mean, we got The Authority. I mean,
there's a problem with saying you have this much on the horizon. If something gets screwed up, the entire timeline.
Well, that's the thing, exactly.
Broken.
Especially this movie, because this is your kickoff to this entire brand new universe. So
yeah.
if this is a dud, if nobody enjoys this, we got a whole. It's the same situation with Zack Snyder.
But do you think it's gonna be a dud though? Let's be very honest.
I'll be honest. Well, I'm biased. I'm always going to be biased towards the character. That's always going to be a bias.
Let's not use the character. Let's just use the direct. We have James Gunn, who's done 3 Guardians movies prior. He had, unfortunately, like many of the movies during the pandemic, he did the Suicide Squad, which I think was pretty decent. Why are you surprised?
It was amazing compared to the other one.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I thought what I was gonna say was, unfortunately, the pandemic ruined a lot of movies from making more money than it should. That's what I was gonna say. I didn't have a problem with that movie. So, given his track record, do we think this is gonna be a bad Superman movie?
No, from what I've seen, everything I've looked at, and no, it seems like it's going to be good. And I don't know, the movie has me hyped.
Well,
even if I'm taking my bias out of it, it's a first movie in a while that's had me hyped, seeing behind the scenes.
I've only got one question about the script, okay, and because there was this strike, a writer's strike at the time when it was going into it. And no writing was being done. And 2 days after the writer's strike, James Gunn, who's a member of the Writers Guild and absolutely did not do any writing while he was during the strike, finished in about 2 days, the entire script, locked and loaded. And
that makes sense. He had it planned out in his head. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
no actual writing during the time.
He types like Clark Kent, is what I'm saying. Super fast. He definitely wasn't scabbing it. No, definitely not scabbing it. But all kidding and criticism and commentary and parody and satire aside, he has stated that these movies will not get started filming until they have a script locked down, whereas Marvel has announced all of these movies, and they've announced that they're filming the formerly known as Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars next year. Next year is when they're filming. Next year. They've got it on the schedule. They've already started producing.
tradition of doing that.
They don't have a
like Iron
script.
Man 1 and 2 started shooting before they ever had a script locked in. It's worked for them in the past, but
It stopped working for them. It has stopped working for them, though, is my point. And it's not really a good way of doing business, to start a production without anything going. When that happens, you could have happy little accidents. You could have a tombstone happen. You could have other things like the Iron Man happen, where people actually know and love the product that they're doing, and are willing to sacrifice everything and anything to get the job done correctly. But we all know, and we've discussed it in the previous one, DC, Marvel, and Disney have a habit of injecting writers into a project that know nothing about the history of the product and are trying to vary from the history of the product. So you get Secret Invasion, you get other things that are like that, and we're heading into it, and they don't even know who's going to be writing or directing it, and they've already, committed to making this thing happen. So, yes, James Gunn has made the announcement that these projects are on the way, but he hasn't said when they're coming out. I don't believe he has slated which ones are coming next, but then he also came out and said this movie will not start filming until the script is locked down. So
exactly.
who
Nor I
knows?
think he said they won't be cast either until then. Correct?
Yes.
I believe that was the tail end of that comment.
Mm-hmm. So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, The Boys. No, I wasn't talking about The Boys.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's not much to continue on. I mean, I'm still holding out that we get. I mean, what I was gonna say was rather always anything in life. There's always a high, and Disney had its high up until 2019, and it's been a 5-year. Well, they've had some good movies here and there, but it's been more lows than highs. So I mean, the latest, I need to see another trailer of Captain America, but I like the more serious tone. I will say that. So maybe they're on that path because.
Captain America: Winged Soldier.
Yeah, Captain America diversity movie. Yeah, I know. But I'm hopeful. So let's. I mean, I'm very hopeful for the future. The only thing,
Let's see.
only
There
thing
may
I'm
be
worried
more
about.
reshoots in the future for them, as Rosales pointed out, for rip from the headlines reasons.
Headlines. I mean, one thing's for sure is that I wish they scrapped the Agatha thing because I don't think she's worth. I mean, Catherine Hahn is a great actress, rather, but yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope it. As someone who likes comics, I want these movies to do good. So
I think they need to scrap for as much success as Marvel had, the whole planning 15 movies in advance. It's not the way movies are done. I mean, if you think about, I'm a little bit biased, but you think about, we got The Dark Knight because Christopher Nolan wanted to make Inception. And both of those movies are rather good. Mm-hmm. There was no plan to go further. And Warner Brothers had kind of negotiated a gimme project out of Christopher Nolan, which he really wanted to do. And I think he knocked it out of the park. And then he gave them a brilliant version of Batman in The Dark Knight. And I think it's better to just kind of leave connections if you want to keep going, but, tell a contained story in that one moment. Movies are too much like television now, where it's like, oh, tune in next time when we show you what this person means. And that's not what movies are.
Even the James Bond movies were not that.
Right, right.
And the whole idea of sticking with a specific actor or killing off a character because an actor refuses to or dies off is insane because, but then again, they are in the business of making comic book movies because they are a comic book company that's producing only comic book movies. So they have to make these, multi-billion-dollar novellas. You know, it's which is what they're stuck within that thing. They have not branched out of that. They haven't done any comedies. They haven't done any real person on the street reacting to the stuff that's out there, like they went with the Godzilla movie when they brought him back over. It was basically, let's react to Godzilla. Let's see what Godzilla's doing. Let's be there on the street when he's walking over us. They could do the exact same thing and do a smaller film with less budget, with only a handful of these scenes, and still introduce the characters of the superheroes without having them be the main focus of it.
Yeah, -1 was quite good for the budget it had.
Yes, absolutely. It was beautifully shot.
Yeah.
No mute button.
I mean, I think Charles is absolutely correct. A lot of these movies, unfortunately, I think the biggest problem they have, like Charles said, is they plan, 15 movies in advance. Now, obviously, you want to have, for these, cinematic universes, you want to have some sort of structure and some sort of through line that plays for everything. Exactly. But the problem, I think, that comes up a lot, Charles, is when some of the movies that are in that lineup end up just becoming 2-hour teaser trailers for the next project that you need to watch, and you have 51 shows that you need to watch in between two movies because that tells the story of what happened to this character. Or they end up doing the Black Widow thing where now it's 10 years after the movie really should have came out, her solo movie, but now we're going to do it and it's going to be all the way before. We're going to have it set before 10 years literally back in the past, so that it makes sense. That's when it becomes just way too much. So I'm hoping.
Movies like that, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
I'm sorry. They're expecting the audience to do all of the homework and do all of the work to connect the dots.
Exactly, and sometimes it just gets tiring and too much, and that's where the real fatigue comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I think is just having to do homework to know what the next movie is, or know who the next villain is, or get a hint so you can watch every fucking after credit scene that exists, because if you don't, you miss something. You have no clue. You could literally be lost in this long plot that's stretched out for the last 10 years because you missed one thing.
Yeah, and when they make it like 10 episodes of a series, like whenever WandaVision came out, like you needed to know that to know where whatever. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you 50 hours of my time just to watch this 2-hour movie. Not
exactly.
happening.
Not only that, but and the money to get the streaming service if you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it makes it ridiculous. So I'm hoping, we're obviously going to get some of that with this DC. I'm just hoping it's a little more thought out. I'm hoping that he knows exactly where he wants to go with everything. It's thought out and planned, and we don't get these rushed. We need to make this movie or put this filler movie in here because, or TV show or video game. That's my only hope, is that we don't go down that same route here where we just end up, shit that don't matter.
Or the flip side, if you have like a 15 movie plan and you're on movie 6 and the audience really does not like it, how do you move forward if the audience is rejecting step 6 of 15? Like, what do you do? How do you pivot?
And I mean, you do, I guess, what Warner Brothers did. You just bail on the whole idea of what you had and try again. I mean, but that's their issue, and that's what makes me nervous about the Superman movie, is that everything is predicated on this movie going forward. Realistically, if this movie's a dump, no matter what characters you put in, no matter what the big through line of the movie is to get to whoever the big bad is, or their Thanos, or whatever they're trying to do here, it's really not going to matter. And that's, I think right now, especially today, he's a tough character. There's a lot of people that do love the character, like me, but there's also a lot of people that just don't care about the character, or find him boring, or not relatable in any sense. So, James,
I think they should have made Superman and Clark Kent autistic. I think that makes perfect sense for the whole attitude that he has and the whole way he looks at life. If the character is autistic, then it makes perfect sense of why he does the things he does and why he has the outlook he has. It makes
representation.
Sense. And with that being said, I think I need to do this one more time just so everybody knows for sure.
The following program falls within the listed fair use categories. This program includes reviews and critiques of various products, movies, and works of art, incorporates humorous and satirical content, features clips and content used for reporting current events, and uses content for educational purposes. It is designed to be transformative, providing original commentary, critique, and educational value, and does not negatively impact the market for the original works.
So, Superman likes trains? Is that what you're trying to say?
Absolutely.
And who doesn't?
Yeah. And who knows what happens up at the watchtower? You know.
Anything goes.
Give me those updates, flying high. Tell me where.
All right.
What a update.
Yeah. So, I forgot there was a topic that I missed that I didn't make a.
I didn't even see the Russo brothers
saw
before, but fair enough.
That one in there.
Yeah.
Snuck one in.
Ninja.
Snuck one in, just like a Friday night.
Hey. Uh-oh. Popcorn trick.
Florida man.
There we go.
Florida man, doing crazy things just because you can. Florida man, mind-blowing headlines across the land. No one does things like Florida. He wrestles gators with toast in hand.
He wrestles gators with toast in hand? Is that what it said?
I think it does. I think it says that.
Quintessentially Florida, man.
With
I take
toast in hand.
So
they love
this
their toast
version,
in Florida.
This version of Florida Man puts Florida Man versus other men around the world or the country. So if it's a fact, it is an actual Florida man. If it is a fiction, it is another dumb man from another state, country, or province. So that's how we're doing this one. Fact, it's a Florida man. Fiction, it's not a Florida man. However, these are all real life, 100%. Hey, Romeo. Headlines that made it to the news. So we'll start with Warren, go to Charles, Gray, and then Bob. And if you get one right, give yourself a point. If you get one wrong, don't do anything. And you can play along, too, in the comment section. Bry, Romeo, Nico, Pops, if you're still around, if you're not busy producing another program on YouTube at this point in time. So here's
Anonymous
the first headline.
spammer. Oh, don't forget the anonymous spammer.
Anonymous spammer, you are not allowed to play. Go home.
So the implication I'm getting from this is that if it didn't happen to a Florida man, it's fiction?
Yeah, this is a fictional
even though
headline if it did not happen in Florida.
Okay. So only the real things happen in Florida. I gotcha.
Yes. Well, I mean, it really did happen. It just did not happen in Florida.
Yeah, not in Florida.
Which makes the headline fictitious. Because I didn't
Fair
want
enough.
to change the graphic.
Yeah, it's not quite a pants on
getcha.
fire.
It's a cheesy hack writing way to get around. So, don't boycott it and give it a thumbs down or anything like that. But let's guess whether or not Florida man breaks into a bank to heat up Hot Pockets. Warren.
I'm going to say this is fact.
This is
I'm going to
fact.
say fiction.
You're going to say fiction. You're going to say a man did break into a bank
But
to heat
not
up Hot
Florida.
Pockets, but
Yeah.
it was not in Florida. Great.
It seems to me that a Florida man would consider a Hot Pocket, his treasure. So where better to take care of that treasure than the bank? I'm going to go fact. Yes.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Great.
And Bob the Goon.
I'm going to have to side with Charles here. This is fiction.
Oh, he's just siding with you because you're.
Ooh, we're split.
Unless
Did he,
like the Hot Pocket is like code word for something with meth inside, I really can't see it being Florida man.
It's a valid point.
Well, he didn't.
You enjoy
didn't
your
stick
Hot
in there to
Pocket
heat
your
up
way?
alligators. So let's see who gets the point. It is in fact not Florida.
Ooh.
No, it's in San Diego.
Oh wow. Okay.
San Diego.
You know,
Say
that
San
makes
Diego,
a certain
man.
amount of sense. You know, even Rip Torn broke into a bank in California. That makes sense.
Yeah. And it was specifically a Wells Fargo, so they got to step up their game and keep their microwaves in check because nobody's there for the money.
What money?
Florida man tries to cross Atlantic in a hamster wheel. Warren?
You know what? I'm gonna do a kitty this week. I'm just gonna stick with for you, kitty. In memory, fact.
Kitty has been ill all week and feeling under the weather, and so we wish her well. And I'm sure she appreciates you siding with her.
Feel better,
Charles.
I'm going to say, because this hasn't happened yet, it's fiction, and it's a New York man who's going to subvert flying, and it's actually me.
Based. You know, I have to think that it's a little bit misleading when it says hamster wheel. I'm guessing it's hamster wheel-esque device, because obviously you'd have to be a really small guy to fit in a real hamster wheel. But I'm going to go the essence of it is true. Someone's trying to do this.
Okay, but was it a Florida man or was it not a Florida man?
Yeah, sorry. I think this sounds like Florida man to me. I'm going to go fact.
Thank you, Brother Gray. Thank you.
Bob?
Yeah.
Are you joining the dark side?
I am. I'm gonna go.
Join
I'm gonna
us.
go with fact. It's a fact.
It is a fact. Let's find out.
Oh.
Florida man tries to cross the Atlantic in
Yeah.
a hamster wheel, faces federal charges.
Federal charges, but it's international water. Come on.
Not where they caught him.
That's I won't be the first
he,
to do
he
it.
didn't get there yet.
Okay.
So give yourself another point if you've earned another point.
I was thinking maybe it's one of those giant like balloon things.
It
where you
was.
keep
It
running.
was. And he added more to it. Jugs and bottles and things on the outside to make a ring so that he could
Yeah.
make his way across the Atlantic.
I would
don't
put
know
my
if he
luggage
took
in
beer
there.
with him, but odds are he did. Florida man tries trading live alligator for beer.
Oh, come on. This sounds pretty Florida-esque.
Or I got a point on the last one. Charles?
It seems too easy. In Florida, a gator is probably worth nothing because they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's a bad trade there in Florida. I'm going to say no, fiction.
Okay, that's good logic. Good logic. Gray, are you going to use logic with the Florida man?
It's good logic, but he doesn't say that man successfully trades gator for beer. He tries to. This is true, but I don't know why they're reporting it. This is a daily occurrence.
Nico says
Definitely a fact.
Fiction. Bry also says it's fiction.
Yeah, it just feels too easy to say fact because of the word gators in there. Or it could be throwing us off. But I
you
feel
have
like
a poll
this is
to say fact, right? The dark side is calling to you.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like this is more something like somebody like up by like my neck of the woods up north here would do, like in the
What is it,
northeast
Vermont
or
man?
something like
Detroit
that.
man?
Yeah, like something like that. Like
Chicago man?
New Hampshire man?
Even
Fuck it.
Lewis, Iana, they have gators there.
I'm gonna go with fiction. I'm gonna go with
Go with
fiction.
fiction on that one. Okay. Let's see what it says. Florida man
Fuck.
tries trading live gator for beer.
The
As
attempt was
reported
made.
by CNN.
2 for 2, boys. 2 for 2.
However, I will be taking claims whether or not you believe this is fake news. Florida man fakes heart attacks to avoid paying bill at 20 restaurants. Fact or fiction, Warren?
I'm gonna go with fact. People are cheap, so this is gonna be believable. I'm gonna stay consistent for you, kitty. For you.
Charles?
I'm going to stay consistent because I don't think a Florida man would be smart enough to do this 20 times. But fiction.
Yeah. I don't know. 20 seems like a weirdly round number. If they said like 17 times or something like that, I'd be more apt to believe it. I'm going to go false. For some reason, I'm feeling the light on this one. This is not a Florida man.
Yeah, well, it's a hard choice for Nico, though. It's
This is
pushing
tough.
the edge there.
I think this can go either way. Fuck. I'm gonna go with fiction.
Well, you better stay to your side.
I am gonna stay to my side. This is the right side.
Yeah.
Ooh. Google's working. Is Google working for Nico? Let's find out. That was in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, all
Well,
right.
it doesn't sound like a Florida man. I'm just saying. Okay.
But it happened. It happened.
That's awesome. Good for that guy.
Oh, it sounds real.
Guy's pressing his luck.
Was it 20? Is it just 20 that they know about? Again, why is it the round number of 20?
Yeah, they probably only know about the 20, but anytime they catch you doing something, it's not the first. Never is. Never is. Nobody ever gets caught on their first time, no matter what they tell the judge. Florida man finds cannabis among tulips at state capitol. Warren.
At state capitol? I'm gonna stay consistent. This is gonna be a fact for you, Kitty. For you.
For Kitty, he stays consistent. Charles, you're mulling this over.
Is Florida legal on marijuana?
If it's illegal, I don't think they enforce it.
I
mean, there's a lot of
believe
states that have recreational legal now. So
Yeah, I think it is. They might have taken a while, but I think it is.
Yes, but this headline may not be from this year.
yeah, I'll stick with fiction. I'll just keep riding the fiction.
Just stick with the fiction? What sounds quintessentially Florida man to me? That would be, finding, some good cannabis among the tulips at the state capitol. I got to say, this is fact. I got to go for it. Florida man loves his botanicals, if you will.
All right, well, that sold me. It's a fact.
You know what I found at the Capitol? Choice buds. But would he tell anybody about it? Huh?
True. How did this make the news?
Yeah, the lawmakers were growing their own. Like, hey, give that back.
Yeah, wait, this might not be Florida. Why would he tell somebody about it?
Get that man out of the garden.
Fuck.
Well, we're all committed. Up in smoke, workers remove dozens of
Hey.
apparent marijuana plants from Wisconsin Capitol.
Wisconsin?
Should have known.
There's no
better.
way
Nobody
it
in
would,
Florida
it would
say anything.
live through the winter there. That doesn't make any sense. Come on, guys.
Well, if you're quick, you get one harvest.
Yeah, it might have been put in a good spot. I don't know, but fuck.
That's
Honestly,
told-
Judge,
oh,
I didn't know
I mean,
what
it
it
was
was. I
workers.
only knew I enjoyed it.
Whoever those workers are, they're kind of bitches though for telling on whoever put that there.
Well, if you're on parole, you gotta tell. You're not going down for somebody else.
Oh, it was chain gang workers?
Who knows? It was a groundskeeper that found it. Florida man crashes a car into police station and celebrates to Welcome to the Jungle playing on the radio. Warren?
You know what my answer is going to be for you, Kitty? Florida man.
I think
Charles?
this is my first fact of the night, but I'm going to go fact.
Okay. Gray?
So there's a video of this. I know I've seen it. It exists. This is 100% real. But was it Florida? It sounds so Florida to me. I got to go fact on this. But yeah, I know I've seen it. Couldn't tell you if it was Florida or not. But I'm going fact. I'm feeling it.
Bob, do I need to put on my prediction hat?
I mean, let's be consistent here. Let's go for fact.
It was, in fact, a Tampa, Florida man.
Yeah.
Crashed into a police station celebrating Welcome to the Jungle playing on the radio.
That's the video. I've seen that one. Good times.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was October of last year. Wow, wow,
Good for
wow.
him.
Heard you got a free room.
And the cops welcomed him to the jungle.
Yes.
Yeah.
The concrete jungle, if you will. And finally, Florida man had hours-long junk food feast inside a closed Walgreens, police say.
Guy's a legend.
Yeah.
Warren, wake up. Oh, he must be ordering food. Do you think
No,
he's
yeah,
ordering food?
sorry. I had someone say. Walgreens, Florida. Yeah, this is fact. This is a fact, Florida man for you, Kitty. Let's do it.
Yeah. I think it's a fact.
Greg?
Do they have Walgreens in Florida?
They do.
I believe they do.
Okay,
Absolutely.
if that's the case, then yeah,
Yeah.
junk food the feast. This sounds quintessentially Florida man.
Absolutely.
Bob, what do you think?
I have to agree once again. We're all going to stick with that because this is like the most like white trashiest thing anybody would do. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you didn't realize that the Dayquil is locked up overnight.
Yeah, exactly. just pounding out fucking ho-hos and fucking Twinkies in the closed Walgreens.
So
Jesus
for
Christ.
forget the Hot Pockets, they have boxes and boxes of White Castle.
Yeah, oh, dude, actually, that's not bad. I would have crushed those things, like the frozen little ones that you could buy. I love those.
They
Since I
sell
don't
those
have a
at
fucking
Walgreens.
White Castle here. Yeah, they sell them at Walgreens. You are right.
They don't have them at my grocery store, but they got them at the Walgreens. And so
That's
that's
so
where I
wild.
go, is to the Walgreens to get the White Castle. Because they don't have White Castles here in Texas.
Really?
They used to have their illegitimate son, Crystal's over here. And, everything's big in Texas, so it didn't work out so well for them with the little teeny tiny burgers.
Yeah.
Sucks.
White Castle, we have a bunch of them over here. It's just onions. It's like you're eating an onion sandwich. It's really
but it's a little tiny cute onion sandwich. I mean, come on.
I had it one time. I was able to actually go to like someplace in Ohio, which I hate Ohio, but they at least have White Castle there, and that was amazing. It was so
I hear from my kids all the time about Ohio.
It's shitty. I hope that's what they say.
But let's see what's happening here. Florida man had hours-long junk food feast inside closed Walgreens, police say.
Of course he did.
Man, oh man.
I mean, you know the deal. Sometimes you nod out in the bathroom, and then they've locked up the place, and you're like 5 hours after closing.
Well,
what
while
are
I'm
you
here.
to do?
That's right.
Oh, not Skibbity. Oh, come on now.
Oh no, Romeo,
So-
you live in Ohio? I'm so sorry.
Bry wound up with 3. Gray wound up with 4. Nobody else is telling. So,
I wound up with 3. We talked about. Well,
congratulations, Gray Poupée. You win one of these coffee
Yay.
or die stickers. Should you
I'll choose the
choose
coffee.
Oh yeah.
Let me know where you live. You will get one of these.
It's a test. I get you.
There you go. So that was Florida Man. Too bad Miss 1776 missed it. She loves Florida Man.
It is the most amazing game. Thank you for always preparing this, Rosales. It's awesome.
Well, I figured out a way to have ChatGPT validate itself. It's still homework. But if you keep pressing ChatGPT to give you something different, because there's believe it or not, there's a finite number of Florida Man headlines.
There's only so many Florida men.
Yes, there's a finite amount, and if it if you put it to a point where it has to give me something new and different, it will hallucinate a few headlines and links to those headlines. If you
That's awesome.
A link as validation. I think
mean,
the Bing one
is it different than the regular news? Sometimes they create it too.
Well, you know what? If you want to get depressed, you can look at you can go to the AP and search up Florida Man, and you'll see just how depressing most of the Florida Man news actually is. Murders, kidnappings, unwanted snuggles.
Oh.
A lot of gators too.
Kidnappings, followed by unwanted snuggles and a murder.
But hey, tank top weather.
That's right. They could do it with an alligator and a beer in their hand. And apparently, according to the song, a slice of toast.
all right.
Secret news about the Russo brothers.
Oh, it's not secret news. This is known news.
We didn't know about it earlier. It's secret now.
Well, the point is, nobody knows what's going on. I think that's the... Oh, and I didn't put it in here either, did I? Did I have a link to it? Oh, yes, I did. Okay, so this comes to us from Fandom Wire. Let me do this real quick. Boom. There we go. According to Fandom Wire, they can't get anybody. Marvel reportedly brought in the Russo brothers as a last-ditch Hail Mary because no other directors were sane enough to say yes to Avengers 5 and 6. Which would be the revamping of the Kang Dynasty, which films in less than 6 months without a script or directors or writers. And Avengers Secret Wars, which is going to culminate all the threads that have been sent out by different people into the universe and combine them into a brand new, cohesive, and easy to play with universe for Marvel. And this quote comes from a guy, Jeff Snyder. I don't know who that is. While he was on the Hot Mic podcast. So a lot of people are excited about the Russos being in talks to direct these movies. And a lot of people were excited about the Deadpool guy being in talks previously to direct these movies. But they're running out of time. And San Diego Comic-Con is coming pretty quickly for them to make some sort of announcement. What do you think, Charles? What do you think they're going to be doing with this?
I don't know. I just said it before. It's hard to figure things out based on early news because things take so many different journeys over the course of.
But you know how long it takes to put something together. And you know that once Marvel starts a project and starts filming, the first wrapping day is not the last day of wrap on a film. So if they followed their business model that they've used so far, we're talking about $100 million film that
at least
that will not be finished for another 3 years.
That's what I was assuming.
And it would only be in the first phase of shooting. Now they've got phases.
So, but this is expected to come out in 2026 because they put it on paper. They showed it on TV. And if it's on TV, it's real.
Yeah. They've done well enough with them. It's just the timing of all of it seems a little sussy.
Bob, what do you think about the Russos coming back in and applying their Marvel magic all over the screen? That's what I thought.
I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't realize that was
well said.
No, but I kind of agree with Charles. It's a little sus on the timing. Right now, I mean, they just released the Captain America trailer not too long ago. You'd think that would be like being pushed right now. That trailer dropped. I haven't heard a word about it since. Not really. Nobody talking about it. Nobody really seemed to care. So I don't know. I guess this could make a splash, especially if they announce this at like Comic-Con or something, or have these two guys come out and say they're getting involved again. But at the same time, like I don't know, based on all the stuff they've done, it's kind of getting like Star Wars on me. They're just wearing on me. I need something a little different, and I don't know if just bringing these guys back to direct a committee-made movie and not something that's really been set up, but something that's just being thrown together is really going to be the answer.
Now, I got a question though, because I'm not on top of this. But is Captain America # not another Tyler Perry movie? Is that coming out before Thunderbolts or after?
Before.
Okay, so this would then introduce us to the Red Hulk, as opposed to the Thunderbolts introducing us to Red Hulk.
Yes, it seems so, and the Captain America movie, yes.
So the assassination attempt could be to either A, trigger the Red Hulk, or induce the Red Hulk into happening.
Possibly, yes.
but it still has a presidential assassination in it, and I think that might be the reason why they haven't come back to talking about it, at least in the last week.
Well, what I believe is that there's a asterisk on that Thunderbolts label, so it's supposed to be like and it's done on purpose. But I believe Ross will have a hand in the Thunderbolts. So I mean, we'll see.
Do you think the asterisk is that Thunderbolts is actually Avengers 5?
I think the asterisk might be Dark Avengers. Because it's gonna be since Val something Fontaine is the Constantina Fontaine is now like the Nick Fury-esque character. She probably, and then like there's no Avengers right now because they're all kind of like Iron Man's dead, Captain America's old, all this stuff. So they need. That's what I'm assuming. That's just my theory that it's the Dark Avengers. So.
Well, being old is not really. I don't think that's a good excuse not to use the original Captain America, Steve Rogers, as we will call him, out of respect for Marvel, because they have Isaiah Bradley as the one trying to commit the murders of a president, and I used the wrong words totally in this video. So, but again, this is for education and news reporting. So,
is someone dying?
We all die.
Eventually.
At some point.
No,
everybody dies.
No, I was hearing the coffin. Like, is someone dying?
There was that guy in the wrestling match. I don't know. Gray, how do you feel about this? Woof woof.
Oh, I guess it's Gray that's dying.
Indeed, woof woof. I'm sorry,
Got
dog
a
issue.
Hawk too, yeah.
I feel like Hawk Tua would do a better job. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Why are we going back to the well with like the Russo brothers?
Because
why don't they bring in somebody new, like the dudes that did RRR? It's just like a really fun take on action. I think maybe we could liven up the thing, especially if we're bringing in the young Avengers this time.
I
don't know. This guy, they can't get anybody to do it. Is why they
I don't believe.
Have we looked outside of the U.S.?
I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I think they can. I think it's one of those things where, I think you mentioned it a while back when we were talking about the Fantastic Forecasting, how Pedro Pascal is just safe. I think the Russo brothers are just safe. With the other movies they produced, which they did help produce the Winter Soldier movie, which is still up there in, I think, like 982 million. So it was a relatively successful movie, right? So they're saying to themselves, let's go with what's safe, and it's going to be easy to work with them too.
I'll put this out here in the ether right now so that those who know, if they happen to be watching, the deal with the Russos may fall through. It's not exactly 100%, but if they need somebody to come in and step in and do the legwork and actually do the work, Charles and I are ready and willing to step in. Co-direct and co-write. We could knock this out of the park in about a half hour.
Sure.
And have all of the lore incorporated into it, wind up all the threads that they've left loosely out, and bring them in. Kill off some characters if need be.
I'll do that for free.
Purposes. We will do it. We will fix. They say no other directors were sane enough to say yes. Well, that makes us insane enough to say yes.
Just make sure the money clears. That's all I have to say.
And make no mistake, we are affordable. Okay. Your lowball first offer, we will say yes to, because it's more than enough for us to live off of for the rest of our lives in Tahiti. So, and we'll take that one golden nugget and run with it and become local famous in a small village somewhere under a grass tent. So there you go.
I'm actually looking forward to this now. I wasn't really into the Avengers 4, but if you guys are helming it, that sounds awesome.
The Charles / Rosales cinematic universe.
Mm-hmm. The
Charles
Willimatic
Wallace Company.
universe.
The Charles Wallace universe.
It's the Willimatic universe.
Got a hawk too, yeah.
I would be more excited for that than I am at any news that I've heard so far about.
Oh,
what Marvel's
hawk
doing.
too.
Hawk
Well,
Two,
grab your
Charles
pocket,
and
buddy.
Rosales,
It's
anything.
happening.
Listen, I was like, when I heard the news, I was like, okay, this is just a safe part. If this is true, this is safe, and like I said, they're trying to play it safe. They want to get, like, I don't know, people the other day asked me, you know, I know we talked about the trailer last week, but I said that this was the first trailer that seemed serious after all the hoopty-la and kumbaya and let's hold hands and accept me and hoorah, you know, Marvel I forgot the what phase we call that? The she phase? MCU phase. It didn't feel like a MCU trailer, so I mean, I don't know.
I think Marvel knows that safe is successful, so they're going back to successful, otherwise known as safe.
I agree, Charles, and I mean, sometimes you have to do that. Like this was, I think they had good characters. They just executed them very, very poorly. Like I really think that She-Hulk could have been a great thing, but they executed her poorly. They executed
they executed She-Hulk.
I mean, yeah, they should have. I mean, Miss Marvel was okay, but that
Based. Did I use that correctly, Gray? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that what the young kids say when they hear something?
Allow it.
Based.
I wish Moon Knight was released now that they're allowing R-rated stuff, because Moon Knight was like a Goosebumps series where anything violent happened, it turned black screen. So
wow.
I'm not wrong, right? Every
I couldn't tell you. I dropped out of that show after like the first 2 episodes, man.
I've sat through the whole thing, so like
I'm sorry.
It's not the worst Marvel show,
You
but
know-
I was hoping for more.
Pedro Pascal, Gabriel Luna, and Namor, whatever that dude's name is, they need to have that female Avengers moment where they all stand together, look confident, and then walk away from an explosion, so that you have like the Mexicana cinematic universe happening.
Sure
thing.
I have an amendment to the earlier discussion about movie theaters.
Sure.
Twisters is projected to make $80 million this weekend.
Nice.
So you're saying I really blew it when I said 20 on that prediction.
We all did.
Budget? What was the budget for that movie?
I
Like
do not
$36.95. Have you seen the actors?
Ugh. Glenn Powell apparently is a pretty strong name now.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is what's making them. So there are talks online, not official talks, but there are online talks that he's in line to either play Batman or Booster Gold, because he started
not
following
see him as a
somebody.
Batman.
But
fair enough.
Booster Gold.
He started following the director of the alleged director of the new Batman movie and James Gunn this week on Instagram. And apparently who you follow makes news. So
That's all it takes to get cast these days? I gotta hop onto my start following some people.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, Glenn Powell, the guy who looks like he looks like the guy you may have seen in a Hallmark movie, but you didn't. That wasn't him.
Yeah, it's what the police sketch ends up being when you describe one of the Hemsworth brothers.
Yeah, he's third from the left in the lineup, and not the actual guy. So that's who Glenn Powell is. And he's got a movie on Netflix where he plays a hitman who's not really a hitman. He's actually an undercover police officer playing a hitman.
Wow.
And he's got this Twister movie out. So yeah, he's the flavor of the day right now.
He is.
And who was it? There was somebody who was like the flavor of the day, and then COVID happened, and that Patel guy,
Dev
Patel, was the flavor of the day right before COVID hit. He had like 3 titles out in theaters.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, Monkey Man.
You mean the Monkey Man?
Monkey Man was the flavor of the day. He was going to be the next big thing. He was the it boy.
He's the Monkey Man.
Well, now he's the Monkey Man, and you see
got
how
some
that
of
played
his
out.
Flavor back up there. I thought that was a good book.
He wrote and produced it, so he was able
Sure.
to work his way into something, But he did not become flavor of the month.
Did he
he
not
was
direct that as well?
he
Yeah,
was
he did.
actually going to be Zendaya flavored height in Hollywood. That's where he was headed to.
Wow.
And all undercut because of COVID.
Zendaya's just
And-
doing tennis threesomes now too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Based.
she's just trying to stay alive. She's
Mixed
trying to stay
doubles.
relevant. So, and she took herself out of the mix. That scene ruined it for me. It was no
You're gonna
longer.
be there. Finish the job, will you?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No spectating. No spectating. You got to watch it, okay? I'm not explaining it. Oh, did I hit the spin? Look at that.
Yeah, you did. Let's go with Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine have their final, according to them, final trailer that came out this week. And I would like to show it to you without getting in trouble. And so this is where we're going to take the test. Okay.
Yeah.
What I have done is I've cropped it a certain way. I put some surroundings around it. I removed the music and replaced it with my own music.
Yay!
And
Oh, please, the Hawk to a song,
that version?
please.
I added sound effects to it. And so
Zoinks.
it has basically been recontextualized. And if you enjoy it, it's news. If you don't enjoy it, then it's satire and parody.
Well, you know
What if I fall in love with this version?
You can take it home with
based?
you and mount it on the wall.
I mean, I was gonna say if you want one more extra layer of protection, I do have to use the bathroom right now. I could probably piss while this whole thing's going on over it. So, you think
Yeah,
That would
you-
probably help us out. If you just
gotta
want to
admit-
remove yourself, that'd be great.
You got a minute 32. Here we go.
The following program falls within the listed fair use.
Wrong
Oh,
one. Wrong one. Where was that?
Remember, we said it. Fair use. You can't call us on it. We said it.
The following program falls within the listed fair use categories. This program includes reviews and critiques of various products, movies, and works of art, incorporates humorous and satirical content, features clips and content used for reporting current events, and uses content for educational purposes. It is designed to be transformed.
I know I turn everything into a joke, but I care. Or I want to use that for something important. I waited a long time for this team up. In my world, you're well regarded. You were an X-Man. Fuck that, you were the X-Man. The Wolverine. He's a hero in my world.
Feel free to talk over this if you want to.
He ain't shit in mine. Scott used to beg me to wear the suit. So did Storm and Beast. But I couldn't have him thinking I wanted to be there. And it was too late. It's only 9 people, but my entire world is right here in this picture. And I have no idea how to save it alone, but you know how to save them.
Yeah.
Whoever you think I am.
Great
You
commentary.
got the wrong
Rob,
guy.
again.
Thanks, Sam.
You were always the wrong guy. Till you weren't.
Are you ready? Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine. stop it.
Was that M23 Yolandi there for a hot second?
Who?
Trey knows who I'm talking about. She was also in The Acolyte.
That was Jackie.
Jackie, yeah.
Jackie.
She's all grown up.
Jackie
it's
Green?
X23.
Yeah,
Jackie
that's-
Green,
yeah,
Jackie.
Yeah, she's 23. That means she can.
The bank robber came up to me. He said, "Your money or your wife?" I stood there for a minute. He said, What are you waiting for?" I said, "I'm thinking. I'm thinking."
She can go to a bar. That's all I'll say about the actress now.
Yeah, but she sounds like the boy from The Boys.
Oh, that boy
She's
sounds so
the boy.
annoying. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, she sounds exactly like Homelander's son.
I just watched a movie with that kid in it. Boy Kills World. It took me out of it because it's like, wait, that's the kid from The Boys. But
don't
yeah.
watch Goodnight Mommy then. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably still watch it, but
Now, puberty needs
That's
to
where
happen
you
to
keep
that
the
kid.
batteries, Romeo. And they're what, C batteries is what they are nowadays. So you can play longer, extend the grip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I kill it? Did I kill it?
I don't know.
Did I kill the
I don't know.
conversation? Yeah.
Projected to make
I mean-
165 million this weekend. That's the highest for an R-rated film and highest for the year.
Yeah.
I
Pre-sales.
mean, it's the most advertised of the year. Like I see it everywhere, so I can't imagine it would do less than 150, but 170 sounds pretty good.
Going back to the conversation about how many films should be released a year and how many films should be done. This is the only expected Marvel release this year.
Nice.
And it is going to be the highest grossing Marvel film this year simply because of that.
Okay.
But it's
Are
actually
you
going
getting
to
the popcorn bucket?
By default.
I need to watch The Boys, so I haven't seen the.
I've never
finale.
heard it called a prison pocket.
So you haven't been to jail then? Okay, I gotcha.
Oh
No,
my goodness!
I think
no.
I don't want to go to jail. I've heard they
No one was
they're
ever
doing-
concerned with pockets when I was there.
there's a lot of inspections in the bathroom. I've heard.
Turning your pockets inside out is a much more heinous act there.
Yeah, there's tons of lightsaber dueling.
That's how platforms decide.
Don't
who's
want to meet the
man.
dark side?
They meet the dark side. There's light. There's red. There's green. There's yellow, purple lightsabers.
Yeah. Speaking of which, and if you're writing the Acolyte, you need to take notes. The flatworms are hermaphrodites, and they do swordplay to figure out which one's going to pretend to be the male in the thing. So
that wheel.
Based?
Yeah. They fight it out, and there can be only one.
Indeed.
That wheel. Let me tell you.
That wheel?
Yeah.
Oh, you want the
Hot
wheel?
takes.
I
Also
see.
on the wheel.
Yes, it is.
That wheel.
We done talking about flatworms in the Acolyte? Okay.
Yeah.
Taking a turn here.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a good old Jim.
It is.
I need to make up an intro that says hot takes. So
yeah,
we can talk about that. Metallica fan was he? May have been.
And just so everyone knows, we don't condone gym shooters at all. So on
Yes.
this show, that's no go. That's not cool.
Oh, have you seen his hot take?
No.
Because maybe you do. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. But let's hear from his own mouth, because somebody interviewed him at one of these conventions. And again, the history behind Jim Shooter is he was somebody. He was the body. He was
Could have been a
there at
contender.
defining moments. And now he's signing autographs at conventions and stuff like that, which is where everybody wants to wind up being eventually. He's just making money on the weekends and flying out to hotels that other people are paying for.
That's crazy how we glorify violence like that in this country. This guy just gets to sign autographs now and shit. That's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, don't ask him what he did in Vietnam.
So, how do you feel about the state of the comic book industry today?
I think they forgot what business they're in. I think that, hey guys, it's supposed to be entertainment, but a lot of it comes out like propaganda. And I don't care if you agree with every word they say. Nobody wants to read propaganda. It's just, it's boring. And an awful lot of retcon going on. And I mean, like I said, I respect the intent of the creators. And Jack Kirby never intended for Thor to be a girl. And he never intended. Joe Simon, Jack Kirby, and Stan Lee are spinning in their graves because they turned Captain America into like a Hydra guy or a Nazi or something, and he always was. Well, that's just wrong. I mean, don't do that.
Stay true to the character.
Yeah,
stay true to the character.
So, yeah, that showed up on TikTok, and some people were offended by that.
On TikTok? No.
Yeah.
Surely you jest.
No, people on TikTok. I shit you not.
I think Mr. Jim has a good point. Okay. So I it's a disagree to agree. So like here's what I mean, right? Dan Slott did the Superior Spider-Man, right? Which now in hindsight is regarded as one of the pretty good series, right? And he got death threats for it, like, how could you kill Spider-Man? How could you do this? And he was getting all sorts of things, sending hate mail and all sorts of stuff. And then come to 2 years, 3 years later down the road, they're like, oh, we prefer the Superior Spider-Man. It's okay to do new things. I think people aren't ready for like big change. And that's the problem. So like when he's referring to that that Captain America arc, I didn't get it either because I didn't see any signs that Cap could be working for Hydra and the N word, because I don't want to strike your channel.
The hard eye.
The patsies. I didn't know Captain America could be a patsy, so that's the way I look at it. So I mean, it's really how the writers execute stories, and I agree there are propaganda, but I mean, even when Stan Lee was alive, there was a Captain America book where when 9/11 happened, where Captain America was saddened and was very sad and depressed that he couldn't stop the planes going into the two towers, and he regret that he let America down. So it's not like we haven't seen propaganda and politics mixed in. It's how it's executed. So was
Jim Shooter in charge at that time, because he was editor-in-chief for a really long time.
I mean, there was a lot. I mean, I remember during the mid 2000s, there was a lot of political stuff being put into books way before this whole, because that whole Captain America being a patsy was like in the teens, I think. So it's really how it's executed. I think comic books are still true. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some things that are completely stupid to me, like when they revealed that Iceman was a lightsaber duelist. That just threw me off guard because I didn't even think he was that type of person. But I guess they needed to fit a quota. So that's where I understand what he means by the propaganda thing. Like there's plenty of gay characters. Why just turn a character to have someone like that? So that's why I say I agree and I disagree with him. So.
Well, yeah, I guess I guess it depends on the propaganda he's specifically talking about, and I guess like a little bit to what you said. I know you said how it's executed, but also I guess what I guess the propaganda is that is trying to be executed anyways. Because I mean, propaganda propped up the comic industry for years during the 40s, if I'm not mistaken, because every comic book written back then was basically in support of the wars and trying to support the troops. And, you know, that's where you get Captain America punching out Hitler and, you know, shit like that. It's just, so, I mean, to an extent, yeah, you know, most people probably don't want to read that nowadays, but you're always going to get some sort of real life political, you know, influence in comic books. You know, I just don't know how extreme it goes and how far it needs to go or should go, really, to get a message across. But I mean, this guy, I mean, I don't know, he's an old-timey guy. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. If he says people would be upset that there's a female Thor, especially the creators, probably gonna believe that guy.
Well, there were a lot of people who were upset about Jane Foster becoming Thor. And, you know, during his time period, while he was for sure editor-in-chief, Jane Foster became Thor in a what if. Okay, so this was back in the 60s, all right? It was canon before people said it wasn't canon, because they weren't old enough to have that comic book. But the thing is that what is I don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, I don't get the lingo.
What lingo?
Superheroes double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon?
Double cheek? Come on, Charles.
What happened? Is that a lightsaber lingo?
Yeah, that's some like there's some that's some.
It's a flatworm thing.
It's a flatworm lightsaber shower dueling. So yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah, or otherwise. All right.
I mean, I agree with Mr. Shooter. Like I said, like there's been a ton of stories that I've seen that just didn't make any.
Well, everybody knew you would, He-Man.
Any sense, you know it. Thanks. Any sense? Like that's the. Some of these storylines haven't made a lot of sense, and some of them also
are being. The Force be with you, but not without permission.
Some of these stories are being propagated with movies. Like they started when Eternals was coming out. They started doing Eternals comics. It's like the Eternals aren't even that popular. Like, why are you trying to like do something with this group? And I
can
get
tell
it.
You why. I can tell you why. It had nothing to do with popularity. It had nothing to do with comic books. It had to do with who was in charge with Marvel TV and who was in charge with Marvel movies, and the infighting, bickering that happened that made them separate these two boys and put them in two separate corners so that they couldn't play with each other's toys. And somebody took away with them to television land the oh my goodness, who are those guys? The lady with the hair, and why do I keep thinking Herculoids? That's not true. But the Inhumans. The Inhumans were slated to be movie. Yes.
Oh, you mean the Inhumans?
The Inhumans were slated to be a movie, and then the infighting happened, and then the TV guy took them from Kevin Feige and went to a TV land and made it tried to do what he could with it, and it didn't
Butchered
work.
it.
Yeah. So to replace the Inhumans, they went with Eternals. And because they were still negotiating with Fox, they killed all of the X-Men and mutants in the comic books so that they would not be making money off of what they're doing in the comic books.
Right.
And so that's why they started making everybody an Inhuman. But once they bought them back, once they bought the entire company back for way too much money, then they started nudging back to mutants as opposed to the Inhumans, and that fell off to the wayside. But yeah, it was a crap show the entire way, and it all had to do with business, backroom dealings, and backstabbing and insider stuff than it did with what the people out in the audience were interested, what they wanted, what they expected, and all that stuff. So, but that's why Inhumans.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you like, cause I mean, for me, I only read I read mostly Thunderbolts. You know, and I read like Flash. I used to be a Batman fan, and over the last I'd say 7 or so years, I stopped being a Batman fan because just it's really hard to relate to the character. It's like he literally has no weaknesses for a guy that's human. So I'm like,
You
how's
talking about
this?
the Falcon?
What?
The Falcon has no weaknesses.
I'm talking about Batman.
Oh, Batman.
Yeah, like Batman he's just like he's Superman, but just even too good. He's human, but he's just too good. So I stopped reading.
He's got bat nipples.
That too, but I mean, I'm more Flash and Thunderbolts because I think those are more interesting characters. But the thing is like again, it comes down to who. It comes down to the writers and the artists, just like we say the directors and the producers. These are the people that are really the machinations behind this stuff, right? So if we get garbage, it's really their fault. That's why I agree with Charles when he said about Kathleen Kennedy. It's like, yeah, she's in charge, but she also put the people in charge of, like, say, Loki, which turned out good. So again, like, you have to actually blame the writers and the artists and the people that are actually doing it, because she's not sitting down and writing the story. You know what I mean?
God.
So
right.
Bob the Goon, I need to ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Absolutely. My superheroes, I've got some gay superheroes, some black superheroes, some women superheroes. Should I bring in Jim Shooter to straighten me out and make my comic successful?
Probably not. No. I mean, as far as like that, no. I mean, is that like where this dude is coming from? Like, he doesn't want like any of that like in comics?
All I can go by is a 30-second clip I got from TikTok.
I mean, if that's like his thing, then I would say, yeah, no, probably not. You probably don't want that guy around. But like, I guess it's hard, yeah, going by that and not knowing what came before. I guess that 30 seconds or even after.
You got to think that TikTok guy set him up in a certain kind of way, because you did hear him do a little bit of yes, woman, slay kind of thing, encouraging him to go in a certain direction. You know,
my God.
Slay, queen, slay.
Slay. That's
Speak
such a
your truth.
Yeah,
Speak
please don't hurt my ears. It's bleeding right now. That's such nonsense. I tell the moment I hear one of my lady friends saying that, I'm like, yo, shut up, B, and they're like, what? Like yeah, you heard me. I don't want to hear that dumbass shit out your mouth. But like, yeah, I don't think he's okay. So I get where
all
he's
of these
saying.
lady friends are platonic, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they are. I get what he's saying, because like no one could imagine, like I said, no one. I don't think Jane Foster was a great Thor, but again, I don't think she was she was written where you could like her. That's the problem.
You were happy that she died of cancer at the end of the movie, though, right? So that she couldn't keep.
I never even watched that.
She couldn't continue being Thor, Lady Thor.
I didn't even watch Thor: Love and Thunder because I thought that trailer looked horrible. I thought even though people say I'm like this white knight for like I just thought that movie the trailer looked horrible. The costume looked cheesy. Just no, I didn't watch that movie, to be quite honest.
The movie itself was cancer.
Well, you know, the important part is that Thor wound up with a female daughter that will be able to take his place when they remake the Avengers.
That daughter's gonna die.
That's the important part. You know,
daughter's gonna die.
But
yeah,
they're gonna recast her like they recast Ant-Man's daughter, and bring her up to age so that she can fight with the Avengers.
But yeah, I think the like I said, um, if you compare Jane Foster to Doctor Octopus being Spider-Man the Mantle for a bit, it's two different.
So is the
It's
panel, Romeo.
it's like exactly.
I
So
mean,
well, most of them.
From what
Bye,
it sounds
bye.
like the guy is saying, though.
By the way,
he's making a case to not disrespect the creator's intention of said character. So, I mean, is it actually like, if what he's saying is true, if there's any truth to the statements that he made in regards to Jack Kirby and stuff like that, is it disrespectful that these companies are taking these creations and switching them up like that?
no, it's not disrespectful again because Kirby did it. Kirby did it in a what if, and he did it in a what if. So it's not disrespectful that they threw a nod back to them by doing it in a terrible movie. It's bad that it was in a bad movie. It's terrible that it was in a terrible movie, but it's not a shot at them. However, I will give you this. For a guy with one foot in the grave, he would know who's spinning in there.
That's I mean that's what I mean though. That's what he's by what he's attesting to, since he has firsthand knowledge of this. He makes it seem like it's very disrespectful that these creators wouldn't have wanted to see any of this shit.
First they spin in their grave, and then they hop out and start biting people.
Of the dead.
all right.
Like, this goes back to things like Indiana Jones and whatever the hell Sylvester Stallone still wants to do these days, whether it be Rocky or Rambo or whatever. How much can you see the same person doing the same thing over decades of time without having some sort of different thing? Like, how many times can you see Indiana Jones save the day? The human being is getting older, so the character thus has to get older. Superman, Batman.
That's not true. I mean, what about James Bond? He never got older. He just adapted to the times and was just the same character in a different time period, and they recast him. That's the right way to do it. The wrong way to do it, I believe, is to, this actor died, so now the character's dead.
I agree with that. I think telling a Rocky story where apparently Sylvester Stallone didn't want to stay on board for Creed because he didn't like the way his character was being presented. And it's like, dude, you're a great grandfather at this point. What do you think you can bring to a boxing movie? This constant rehashing of things.
What I bring to the table? I take off my shirt. You see what I do? But you got to do this with your lip. Sorry. Go ahead.
Things have to be different because the same old shit just isn't going to work on a decades long basis. So somebody's going to be tired and want something new.
There's a tightrope that nobody has learned to walk where you are consistent with the character but still delivering new and intriguing stories that forward along the narrative. And that, and I mean the narrative of the character, not necessarily somebody's specific agenda, which can be addressed in fiction and has been for a long, long time. Superhero movies are just an extension of science fiction, and science fiction has a broad history of dealing with social and political issues. So the idea is to walk that tightrope as best you can to create something new, possibly informative, but definitely entertaining, that does not alienate the character and bring them into all kinds of things, unless you're telling a story about someone going through a transition. Now, that brings up an interesting issue because the hero's journey is about that transition. You can't have a hero's journey without a transition. You wind up in the same place, but you wind up transformed. You are not the same person you started at the beginning of the journey. Romeo thinks he's got sway.
Yeah, I'm highly upset, Romeo. I'm over here crying. You offended me.
Let's pull this back up one more time, so we can laugh with you, not at you. But that's the paradox of writing fiction. Is how do you do that? How do you do that successfully? The answer is 98% of the times you don't. Someone's going to be mad. Someone's going to be upset. And, you know, there was that movie where there was an artist who was upset. Somebody took over doing his comic strip about a barbarian, and he was showing him gritting teeth. And he's like, he's never gritted his teeth before. He's stoic. He doesn't get angry. He contemplates. And, you know, the project moved on without him because he was not willing to change. Go ahead, sir.
It seems like progression is something that is complained about in various points. Like it's just part of progression. You know, I don't see very many articles on why people don't wear suits on the airplane anymore. It's the way it used to be, but it's not anymore. I mean, shit, I wear pajamas on bed. On the airplane because I'm not comfortable in there to begin with. I'm certainly not getting dressed up for the occasion. But you know, in the past they would put their suit, their hat on, and it's different now. But you know, it depends on who has a certain interest in something that they want to complain about. And this, in this social media environment, certainly gets attention and clicks.
Oh yeah.
Great. You got a final thought?
3-piece. I don't know. Let's go with plain suits. Good times.
Plain suits, yes. Warren, what are you going to be wearing on the airport? That's what I
Handcuffs.
thought. Oh, that's you, Bob. That's you. Bad. Yeah. So, yeah. We segued way away from.
Yeah, I forgot what we were just even talking about right
Old man.
Oh, I was gonna say I planned my bowling trip. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's the 29th. So I'll be there on the 30th to you'll hear bowling noises for a couple of days.
Very nice.
Awesome. That'll be great. We'll try to record it
next month, not in 2 weeks. Next month.
Oh, I may not even be on the air. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Disavowed.
Just YouTube. You might have to just start being on Rumble, man, because
I was on Rumble for the longest time. Nobody was watching on Rumble.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, nobody was watching on Rumble. Just like nobody watches on Twitch. I'm still there, but nobody's watching. The only place people were watching was on the Twitter. Twitter, we got a lot.
Yeah.
Have you tried putting just a disembodied set of cleavage on the video just to have Twitch viewers so you can make the home page at least?
We have done that. We got strikes.
Did you?
Just the cleavage, not the actual.
Yeah, I mean, if I sign into Twitch, the homepage is just OnlyFans Lite. It's just cleavage.
Based.
Listen, I'm not saying anything against it. I exploit the female figure just as much as the next guy, but
nobody exploits anything without permission.
I paid the licensing fee for the video I use.
Yeah.
Oh, you use a video?
Yeah. In my weekend streams, I have a bunch of girls dancing, and it's just so sexist.
Yeah.
It's just a girl twerking with very tight pants. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great use of money.
Yeah, draw them in, and then switch it all up talking about nonsense.
Where'd it go?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll be at 20 viewers in no time.
Yeah, put us in the algorithm, YouTube. Look at
What's she reading? Hard to see.
I think it's upside
down. So she's not reading. So, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Jim Shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Shooter.
Yeah, I think he's got a right to his opinion. And everybody has a right to listen to them or not listen to them if they want to.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
hey.
It's just like you have a right to not buy or read the content that he doesn't like.
Yeah,
exactly.
He may well be looking at. Well, he's not looking at this, but he may be yelling at clouds. Is what I'm saying. Is that he may be doing that?
Get off my lawn.
You know, what was it we were talking about? We would talk about wrestling, and we would talk about specific wrestlers. Who was one of those wrestlers, Bob?
Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton. And we would show clips of Tiffany Stratton, and we would jump up 20 viewers.
Can't do that
within
now.
segment.
Her tits are apparently we can't be transformative enough showing her boobies.
Yeah. That's that was a WWE. She's a WWE wrestler. So, and she just won Money in the Belt. So it's bad for us because we can't talk about her exploits as we can't exploit her exploits.
Oh, is it possible that because you showed a pay-per-view event early that is why it got claimed because it was like a
I don't think it was early. We were it was the next day is what it was. And it wasn't specifically videos shown on this. We went to our website and scrolled through the website itself, and there was no audio playing at all. So what they did was they hit us 4 times in a row for 60-second increments. And I had to trim the video 4 times as the strikes came in sequentially to take out the 60 seconds. And so over about a week when I was paying attention to it, Warren's asleep again. We wound up having to, it was down for about a week. So there was that.
It just makes no sense. They're fucking.
It makes sense. Romeo's looking at the hands.
There's hands.
Hands.
And Warren's sleeping. That's how entertaining this is.
Yeah. He would be all over this if she wound up saying Slay Queen. He'd have a few choice words, I bet. Him and Jim Shooter drinking coffee down at the 5 and 10.
Back in my day.
We only went up by 2. So we've only got two extra viewers. And I can't tell if they were from...
Yeah, but that's still proof that it works.
Yeah. Yeah. What's her name? The one wrestler lady that lost the title to Mercedes Moné. She wound up... all right, that's enough of that. She wound up moving to WWE and not signing with AEW. So,
wow.
Mercedes Moné's been kind of awful in AEW.
She's just kind of awful, period.
Yeah.
Right, Warren? What do you have to say about that? Yep. That pretty much sums up Mercedes Moné's career in AEW. Fucking snooze fest. Absolute snooze fest. Waste of money.
But yeah, I think we've covered all the topics for this week, guys.
Woo.
So next week, we got the whammies back. We've got more. Deadpool comes out next week. And we'll talk about The Boys next week. I'll leave that up there. Maybe not. San Diego Comic-Con will happen starting Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Each day it'll start. And then we'll have some brand new stuff to be on the wheel. Possibly a Superman update will happen. And all the rest. Definitely something will be in the headlines. So, we'll see how that works out.
Might have a new Democratic candidate for president by next week.
There's
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure that some Democratic plans were foiled last Sunday. because I think the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing, and I do not believe that our current president will step down without a controversy. I think that's what it's going to take for him to step down.
Awful.
Is a controversy. And I would absolutely hate for anything that the right has been saying but has not proven to be proven. Simply because it would ruin every single thing that the current news people stand for. Okay. Everybody claimed that the diary was not real, and it turned out to be real. So that's strike one. Everybody claimed that the dossier was real, but it was not. That was strike two against the media. Everybody in the media claimed the laptop was not real. It turned out to be real.
Bit of a whoopsie there.
So I think anything out of those things that can tie back to Biden is probably the only thing that's going to make him step down. Other than that,
Father Time, maybe just running out the
death.
Yes, yes. I think if that happens before the week's out, it'll be too soon. Great. I don't think it would be, even though they'll say it is. They'll say it is. Tinfoil hat on your head, guys. They'll say it is, but it may be too soon. So, those are the only two ways I believe that we will get a different nominee. But we'll have to wait for Warren's report from the Democratic National Convention. Oh my goodness!
What?
Best Joe Biden impression right now.
I was just tired, guys. It's been a long.
I know you were at the podium.
Well, isn't the last topic the boys?
That was a really good Joe Biden, though, for the record.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
good.
Very good, Joe Biden. It's
Joe Biden, 2028.
Yeah, you know the thing. You know the thing. So
I'm not messing around.
no joke. No joke. I'm not
All
lying.
right.
Not lying.
Oh, man.
Show's over. Show's over. No joke. Not lying. You know the thing. You know the thing, guys. Come on, man. Let me find it. I can't find it. Where's the outro? While I look for the outro. Wait a minute. What do you got coming up, Charles?
Gray and I shot something reacting to Conversing Upon the End of the Acolyte. Hopefully that'll be up tonight, if not maybe tomorrow. And I'll let Gray do the other thing we're probably doing immediately after that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
Gray, what have you got going on?
Well, as Charles so eloquently said, check out his channel, either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day. It's YouTube/WillisGreedia. Go there, subscribe, things. And then, of course, The Thinkers every Thursday on That Darn Kidda's channel. YouTube, That Darn Kidda's channel. People from at least 3 different continents getting together, disagreeing about everything, and possibly making the host so sick that she has to leave us on her channel. Come check it out every Thursday.
Woo.
What about you, Bob? What you got going on, sir?
Not a whole lot. It's Sunday fun day. Just gonna hang out today. I don't think we're doing any streams or anything, so I'll probably, stop by your guys' stream on Thursday, check out the Thinker stream. Definitely going to check out that video from you and Charles, so I'm looking forward to that. But aside from that, man, just chilling like a villain.
We don't do the algorithm well.
No. Warren, what do you got going on, bud?
Just trying to save the world.
Jesus Christ. Are you?
Hell yeah.
Do you suffer from like narcolepsy or something? Like you're like falling asleep in between like talking. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I just need to get some sleep. I'm just really tired. That's all.
I knew you stayed up all night.
Aren't you here? You're in New York, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was up all night gaming, is what he was doing.
It's 1:38.
Like League of Legends or some deal like that.
Yes, that is true. I was playing some League and watching some League pro scene as well. So
that's the life right there.
Yeah.
No, I got work again later tomorrow.
That's not the life.
Late, yeah. Well, you get some sleep. But don't let this jump scare you into staying awake.
In your eyes 風がそっとささやきつけて君と過ごす未来描くよどんな困難さえ乗り越えてそばにいたいから決して終わらないラブストーリー君の笑顔